Veggie 12.
The next stop is Beat Square Station.
Bring it on. I'm not gonna be anyone's pawn! You hear me? Show up again and I'll punch a hole through you.
Simple and clean. Showtime, baby!
Welcome to Sets. This will be a good fight.
Alright everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on Capcom Fighters. It's been a little while. Obviously, I did say a fortnight ago that we weren't going to be on the airways last week because myself and the production team had another job to do, which is complete now, but we're back and we're going to be talking about some Street Fighter 6. We didn't talk about this one. I wanted to keep this one under wraps for you guys. It was a little bit of a surprise because word on the street is, see what I did there, we have the Street Fighter League EU champions in the green room. We'll be having them for a little discussion, as well as watching them play some GGs before we send them over to the SFL World Championships, which will be happening during that period of that week-long celebration for the Cup. I'll be your host once again tonight, Jammerz. Now, I do have co-hosts. They are here. But first, in partly of celebrating with 00Nation, there's a guy who played a very important role here. I love him. I hope you guys love him too, but this guy, he's one of the most down-to-earth people I know. He's very in tune with what we do in the scene here, and he's actually helped boost the players on 00Nation's profile, social media, and just their etiquette as people. And he's great to have a dinner conversation with. But it's going to be the player manager. It's Bergie. Have we got Bergie on the line? I want to talk to Bergie right now. Where is he? Bergie, talk to me. Yes! Bergie. It has been too long. How have you been, my man?
I've been good. Miss you.
Thank you. See, already interpersonal, already like that here. Right, Bergie, so for people who are unaware of who you are, do you mind giving us a quick introduction as to who you are and what you've been doing for 00Nation?
Yeah, so I am known as the manager for Phenom and Veggie and some other people, but specifically those two. And I have been working together with them for the past 4 or 5 years. And for those who have been to some Street Fighter events in the past couple of years, you might have seen me there. I travel with the guys and make sure that they are feeling well and can focus on their tournaments.
Perfect. That's a good introduction. Yeah, listen, you have to know this guy. If you've seen Phenom and Veggie at events, you've probably seen this guy with them as well. So, obviously, we're going to have a little chat before we get everyone else in here, Bergie. One of my questions I wanted to ask you, I don't think I actually have asked you, what has been the most satisfying thing watching Veggie and Phenom develop as players in this whole esports industry? If you can answer that.
Oof. It's very easy to answer the SFL win, of course, but I think genuinely just the way that they're able to keep their heads down and be modest and non-arrogant at all times, I think that's what really differs them from others. It's very rare to find that type of breed amongst the professional players, so I'm very proud of how they act both on and off the screen.
That's perfect. Speaking of off the screen, you guys do a lot of content some of the probably the best content I've seen within the FGC or within the esports industry. How do you play a big role in the ideas? Are you the ideas man, or is it like a collective effort to developing those stuff? Have we got content coming soon for the guys?
For the latter part of your question there, maybe. No, we have planned something. So just stay tuned. That's all I have to say for now. But I cannot take full credit for being the creative mastermind behind our plans. We have other people that take care of that. But we also do use Phenom and Veggie quite a lot in the planning process as well, because they know Street Fighter the best out of all of us. So it's a collective team effort.
Now that's actually really good to hear. Now, something more on your role. How important is it to have like a player manager, especially one that's so in tune with the scene that the players are from? Because is that something that's missing for a lot of teams within the FGC, do you feel, from what you've seen, of course? Or is it only if we can afford it, per se?
I think it's a mix of both. I do believe that any team or player can benefit from having one. And the reason why I say that is because you take a lot of pressure off the players outside of their competitive environment. So specifically, I am really important for the guys because I pretty much just tell them where to be and when to play, and they just show up and play. So they can just focus 100% on their game time. It's the same in other sports as well, as you know, like in football, the players don't need to know themselves when they have to show up, right?
Yeah.
Or they don't need to bring their own water bottles or whatever. So I genuinely think that it's something that in esports it's become more of a necessity, and I think it might become the same in the fighting games as well, because player manager definitely plays an important role.
No, that's good to hear. Now, moving on to SFL, we will be talking with the players about the SFL win, and hopefully they won't divulge too much because they are going to play in the finals for the World Championship. Do they run by you in terms of the players they want to bring on board, or is it completely on their decision and you're just like, okay, if you're confident in that decision, I will support you in that? So how does it work? Do you join in much with the team discussions at all?
So as a platinum player, I don't think I have too much to say about the skills. Yeah, even though I'm quite proud of my platinum rank.
That's good. No, that's good.
Yeah, but no, I leave all the decisions when it comes to which players they want to bring on to Phenom and Veggie. They know that better than me. I just support them in that decision and trust whatever they choose.
Okay, no, the reason I asked that is because sometimes you might be able to ask the question of, look, they may be brilliant in the game, but have they got a good etiquette outside of the game? You know, what's their social media presence? Do they need help? Do they not need that much help? Because you're going to be talking and working with them as well. So I'd imagine, this is just me, it's like I'd be asking some questions externally outside of, oh, okay, we think this guy's going to be good for the league. Let's bring him on board. And some people are just yes men. You are not really a yes man. It's like, listen, I will question when I need to question. So that's basically why I'd asked that. So then, let me ask you this then, right? How often does Phenom's food opinion go around the office? Is that a thing? Does he go around judging everybody's food that they bring in the office? I've been dying to ask that question.
He doesn't do it too often actually at the office. I think that's because he knows he gets told often, because you can't really trust his food reviews. They're always like, yeah, it's decent, and then it's a 6 out of 10. There's no other option for him. But it's funny you say that, because every time we have traveled, I have always wanted him to do more reviews, because they are hilarious, especially when he almost choked on a tiramisu. I mean, is that really hilarious? Yeah, I think it is a little bit. But yeah, I think that's what it's kind of like his charm as well, because he's just so laid back with everything, and yeah, but he doesn't do it too much at the office because he knows he gets told off.
Thank you. Maybe that's why you guys have unleashed him onto the world. He's gonna let people know. Again, he's been spreading propaganda really well recently. I've got to give him his flowers, to be honest with you, because he's managed to get a lot of people eyes on his social media account. Do you guys do much social media training with them at all to help them like significantly improve? Would you say, look, here's how the metrics work, and you guys just got to be consistent? Is there any trick to it, or is it just keep at it and stay consistent?
I think staying consistent is definitely rule number one. But Twitter is like the main media for, I would say, esports in general, not just only fighting games. Because pretty much everyone uses Twitter. Instagram, a lot of people use as well, and YouTube too. But Twitter is like the number one. Contrary to popular beliefs, both Phenom and Veggie weren't super well trained in social media in the past, but they've grown as they have become older and more experienced. So we don't really do too much with them now, but it's just a matter of fine-tuning and staying consistent, especially when you travel, because then it's easy to forget to post, even though the main focus is, of course, on competing.
Ah, that's perfect. All right, so I've got one last question for you. Actually, do you know what? No, I've got two questions for you, right? So, first question is, am I going to see you at Capcom Cup? That's the first question.
Unfortunately not.
He's
Yeah.
ruined my day. Damn it.
I know, I'm sorry, Jammerz.
We can't unite and have cheesecake together, Bergie. You've ruined... so I've got to find another date now. Damn it, Bergie.
I didn't even eat the cheesecake last time, but I would have loved the club sandwich because that was really amazing. I think I ate it like 4 times.
Now my date night's ruined now. Sorry, Bergie.
I know, it won't be as cozy when I'm not there, right?
Gotta go. Yeah, I know, right? Gotta go find someone else. Right, this is another one. It might be a biased one, but I'll ask it anyway. How far do you think Phenom can go in the cup this year? Bit of a vague one, but thought I'd throw it in there.
So as a person, I'm not really, or I try at least to not be super biased in my opinions, but I do genuinely, both objectively and subjectively, think that Phenom can go as far as he wants to. He's the type of player that has shown time and time again, just like we saw in SFL Europe, that he is capable of beating anyone in the world, and I wish him all the best, and I hope that he goes the distance.
Sweet, I love that. He gave me the company answer as well as the head of personal answer, and that's brilliant. It sucks that he's not going to come to the cup so we can have a nice little dinner together and enjoy chatting some waffle. But no, Bergie, I say Bergie. I literally merged Bergie and Veggie together. Fusion of a new character. Bergie, right, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Is there anywhere people can follow you? Have you got any social medias, anything? Last words you want to say?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at 00Bergie, and yeah, just thank you for having me on the show as well. It's been a pleasure. I do want to give a shout out to the Street Fighter community in general, and also all of you guys. I've been part of it for maybe 2 years now, and
nice.
Before that, I didn't have much experience with fighting games in general, but I've had a blast at every single event. I think it reminds me a lot of the game I used to play as well, how tight-knit the community is.
Nice.
And it's been very welcoming, so I hope that the Capcom Cup is going to be a blast for all of you, and that the future is bright.
Fingers crossed. I know you'll be watching because the boys will be playing in the SFL World Championships. They should be there. All right, Bergie, it's been a pleasure talking to you, but I do have to bring the guys on because this is what we will be doing to bring them on, of course. So again, love to Bergie, man. Listen, if you're not following him, do follow him because he is a fine fellow. Down to earth. He's not going to join me for a date night for talking about some cheesecakes. So I'm going to have to find someone else at the cup to do that instead. But nah, it'll be fine. But yes, do not worry. There's plenty to come at the cup, right? There's going to be the group stages. We do have the splash page, but we might show it later. There will be the group draw happening this week. Of course, LCQ will be happening this weekend. And then, of course, you get to enjoy the cup in its full form. It'll be on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters, so you get to enjoy all that stuff here. But like I said, we've got my 2 hosts coming. We also have all 4 players from 00Nation, so we'll be able to have a little chat with their Phenom's here, so I'll be able to put a court case in session. We'll get him to defend himself about this propaganda he's been spreading, but I do have to give him his flowers before we get into the session. We have Lord Venom on the show for the first time as well. It's going to be a pleasure talking to him, and we got Rikman's Barney. I might question how he's going to travel to the LCQ as well. I think that's the big question we might have to ask him. People have been asking about that. And of course, we have got Veggie. Veggie's going to be playing a big role in this next week or so for SFL World Championships, so do keep an eye out for that. But yes, Olvaha is here, and my other guest is Rynge. That's why I wanted to keep it a surprise, but like we said, of course. And then, of course, we do have the Kumite coming up. We might talk about that a little bit as well. We also have, there was something else happening. No, there's going to be a local event we're going to be happening very soon as well that I will announce. But it's going to be pretty much a jam-packed show. So we'll get the games in, we'll get the talking in, we'll do that and so forth. And as well, we might let you guys see the Ed gameplay trailer again. We did show the little intro for the World Tour. I'm pretty sure we can talk about the Ed gameplay trailer as well. Now, do we have my lovely esteemed co-hosts? All right, so without further ado, I think you've seen my ugly mug for a little bit. I've got two co-hosts that are going to join me for tonight, and here they are indeed. We got Olvaha on the right, and my man Rynge. Rynge, talk to me. How you feeling?
What's good, man? I'm all right. I've been running around today. I just came through. I wasn't sure this was actually happening, so I managed to make it on time. So my lighting's a little messed up. I don't got the green screen up, but I'm glad to be here for some Street Fighter.
Don't worry. I always say to people, last-minute questions deserve last-minute answers. Don't worry. So if you got to set up last minute, that's all good. But yes, no, Rynge, thank you very much for taking time out of your day once again, because I know you are 8 hours behind. It's like half one for you. Is it half one? Something like that?
Yeah, half one, yeah.
All right, and Olvaha, it's been a little while. Talk to me.
What's
How you
up?
doing?
I'm doing good, man. I've been looking forward to these Street Fighter League episodes because obviously now that the Street Fighter League season is kind of over, we can talk about it and we can discuss with the team, and I'm always very curious about picking the players' brain about certain things, and obviously because it's like a team dynamic, it's very different compared to other competitive fighting game tournaments, for example, where you're always kind of talking to individual people. So the team dynamic is a very unique part of what makes Street Fighter League such an enjoyable thing to watch. So always a great pleasure to have these teams as like a complete package in one episode, which is really cool.
Yeah, and obviously we'll get to talk to all the guys now, so I'm pretty sure, like, Rynge, you have some questions, we have some questions off the dome that we'll ask them in regards to maybe their team morale and whatnot, because again, they started in a the least favourable position on paper anyway when it comes to the playoffs, and they made it work. And I remember I spoke to Luffy, and Luffy actually said being in the quarterfinals playing first might actually be the best spot to be in, because you play and then you warmed up and then you go in. The further you are after the finals, the less warmed up you'll be, and then you've got to use the finals to get back into it. And it's like, wow, okay. Luffy, this is why he's one of the greatest minds in the scene. And not many people will understand that. They're just like, he's trying to play Manon like Mika, and then they just call it a day. They don't understand the mindset that goes into that. Quickly before we get the guys in, Rynge, you seen the gameplay trailer for Ed?
The Ed gameplay trailer I have, yes indeed.
What do you think of it? Are you looking forward to him being problematic, or?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I felt like a lot of people gave Ed aesthetically a good amount of hate in 5. And I never got that much, honestly. I never really thought he looked as much of a cornball as I think a lot of people, it struck him as. And obviously, in this game, I feel like a lot of people's feelings have already turned around, right? I think they all think he looks cool, just aesthetically. But I'm most excited by the fact that they made him, Steve Fox-esque from Cross Tekken, using the flickers. I love the kicks turning into flickers and being able to toy around with that and giving him full range of motion inputs for the classic control scheme, and then kind of giving you that same Ed that you played in 5 with the modern control. I thought that was a brilliant way to do it.
Do you know, I remember someone in my chat said, what if they bring back Snatch? And I got goosebumps. I didn't want to deal with it. And now that he can hold the Snatcher now and then cancel out of it, it looks... I didn't even think about it anymore. But it's he does look cool. It's a complete glut from what 5 did. I think the simple playstyle did work, but it might have been a bit too mundane after a while. But he turned super powerful after a certain point. But now they just completely went down the boxing route. I don't know if you guys saw that tweet on social media where someone tweeted, is you do know these are boxing moves. And people were like, dude, I think that was the base of what we were talking about anyway. No one didn't say it wasn't boxing. We're just relating it to other video game characters, but that guy got their Twitter farming engagement. These people are very smart. They're very smart these days.
Actually, they tweet, see that. Yeah.
Very smart with how they
it's a nice Easter egg for Steve. It's
no, legit. That's the first
classic
thing.
Boxing, brother.
Yeah, legit. But obviously, when we saw it, I'm just like, yo, that's Steve. Legit.
Yeah,
that is Steve.
Me too.
So, but no, Olvaha, your thoughts on Ed? Are you gonna play him? You're not looking forward to him? Talk to me. What is it?
Damn. I actually think at one point in one of our episodes, I did say that I'm kind of worried that they're gonna make him super cool and they're gonna they're gonna make me play him. So, and I've never disliked Ed in a particular way in Street Fighter 5. I always thought it was kind of enjoyable to play for myself, for example, and watching pro players like Andy Walker play him was really cool. But I really do love how they totally made over his moveset in a way where they emphasized on the boxing part. And I've always thought that that's a very, very cool gimmick for a fighting game character to not like have the universal buttons in the same way as all the other characters, so he's just all about like punching you. And that's always been a very cool and unique way to make a character represent their fighting style. And obviously, I have watched, for example, Ippo, Hajime no Ippo, so like I saw the flickers, I was like, that's my man Mashiba. Like I think a lot of other people felt the same way. So obviously all that. And second of all, the sound effects. For example, just hearing the squeaking of the boxing shoes. I think it was like one of his taunts or something. I was like, okay, this guy's cool now. He's certified cool.
I like that the fact that they went all in with boxing. I had no idea the little run on the spot he did was a Muhammad Ali thing. I had no idea.
It's the Ali shuffle.
And I was just like, okay, like they pay attention. They've gone all in.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Ed versus Zangief. That'd be fun. No kickdowns.
Oh, wow.
The counter's not going to work.
Yeah, but I'm super excited. Yeah. He looks really, really impressive.
I love the fact that it's like you said, attention to detail, right? That's kind of been a big thing that people have really promoted with this game. Have been like, that's something that's really touched us as players, as fans of the IP. Is just the attention to detail they've given to all the characters.
Absolutely.
So you know, with the absence of Balrog, like that boxing itch is not being scratched, right? And like people love having a boxing archetype in fighting games. So the fact that they did that again with Ed and they made him like more of a boxer in cool advanced ways that kind of fit his aesthetic. The flicker is obviously, like you mentioned, Olvaha from Ippo, Steve Fox, like it's very much ingrained in us as the like video game fans and anime fans to know about the flicker, and it's easy to kind of enhance and make a little bit like
more flashy.
Yeah, outlandish, like to fit a video game rather than just real life. So I really love the fact that they took that. Flicker's one of my favorite things in boxing. I think it translates to media really well. So yeah, man, big fan.
Also, just one more point about the trailer. We haven't really talked about the stage, but I thought that was like a really cool atmospheric stage. Always liked like post Shadaloo, like destruction kind of lore where they have like these ruined laboratories and some spare bodies of bison, for example. I've always thought that that was like a really, really cool aesthetic, and so I'm happy to see that kind of a stage archetype back in the game as well.
Oh, I'm very curious to see if they put all their eggs into one basket, or there's going to be more boxers down the line. Because if that's what one boxer looks like, I'm dreading to even think
that's a good
if
point.
they want to bring back Dudley or Barrow. Don't bring back Barrow. We've done with that. You can bring Dudley back. But
Bring back
a
Dudley.
more classy boxer. Yeah.
But no, all right, cool. We can talk about that a little bit later, but I am going to get these guys in because they are been waiting quite peacefully and nicely. But now I'm going to cause some destruction because I'm going to get the guys from 00NATION to unmute their microphones so we can have a nice little chat with these guys, because I am dying to ask some of these guys some questions and get the ball rolling here. So, without further ado, the guys in the green room, can we get Rikman, Lord Venom, Veggie, and of course Phenom to unmute their microphones, so we should all be good. All right, let me find out. Gentlemen, can you guys hear us loud and clear?
Can hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Perfect. All right, so first of all, Lord Venom, this is your first time on the show, so welcome. Glad you can join us tonight. Rikman, I hope you didn't have to walk 7,000 miles to get here.
No, just 5,000.
Okay, no, that's good. Don't worry.
Light work.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy work. Phenom, it's good to always talk to you, but don't worry, I'll get to you. He knows exactly what I'm going to ask, and I'll get to you in a minute. And of course, we've got Veggie here as well. Veggie, I can't remember the last time you were a guest. I actually can't remember the last time you were a guest.
It's when you beat me in Poison Birdie match.
We do need to run a setback, to be honest.
I like how honest he is. Very humble.
I'm always
we
when
do
you
need
destroyed
to.
me.
No, it wasn't. It was like I don't even remember what it was. I swear it was close. It must have been close. Was it close?
I actually don't remember if it was close. I know it started out close. Okay. And you were even thinking about switching V-Trigger.
Yes, I was.
You should not have done. No, you didn't. And I think that was good. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Street Fighter 6. So first of all, what I want to do is congratulate all four of you for winning, obviously, SFL EU this season that's just gone. So, Phenom, the first thing I want to ask you in regards to SFL was what made you decide to stick with Rikman's Barnet and pick Lord Venom?
I think during the time we had to pick teams. I saw Rikman win Brussels Challenge, or it was
versus fighting.
maybe?
Versus fighting.
Yeah, versus fighting. I think it was maybe a little bit before that. I asked Rike, yo, do you have a team? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay, let's go. And then we only needed one more. And then I was thinking, and I thought, oh man, maybe let me just check if Venom has a team. And then I asked Venom, and he was like, I've been contacted, maybe, I don't know. And then I had to wait like I think a week, I think. And then he was like, let's go, I'm in. And I was like, let's go.
So
and then that was it.
Whoever offered him didn't give him the offer he wanted. Clearly.
Yeah, I guess.
You sound like such a footballer, Lord Venom. Someone's offered somewhere else. I'll wait. I'll come back.
I thought I'd just join for fun, you know.
Well, maybe. That was the question I was going to ask you. Why did you end up going with 00NATION? Was there something special about Phenom? Was he eloquent? Did he do something else? Was it the glucose, maybe?
Do I have to be honest or do I have to make things up?
Now this is what I love about Lord Venom. He asks before he does it. If you want to be honest with me, you can if you want.
It's just that because so other teams asked me first, right?
Yes.
And I was just when I got my residence card, so I wasn't able to travel. I was telling everyone to wait until I get my residence card so I can confirm that I can travel. And I went like whoever asked me first, I contacted them if they were still looking for a player, and everybody said no except Phenom. So I ended up with Phenom.
So was that just a matter of right place and right time?
It was a lucky pick, you know. I was kind of dumb for thinking with going with other teams, if you ask me.
Wow. I mean, well, it worked out. You won the league, so I guess it was the right pick all in all. Now, my question, firstly, Veggie, how much of a say did you have in picking Rikman and Lord Venom? Did you just agree with it, or was there other people you were scouting as well?
I was actually thinking about Rikman since the beginning of Street Fighter 6 when me and Phenom spoke about it. Because I like his the way he connects with me and Phenom. It's very easy, we get along, which I think is super important in a team. So for me, it was since the game released, I was thinking about it, and then when he did all the things he did a lot of good stuff. He placed well at Brussels Challenge and he won versus fighting, and I mean, he was always beating people in ranked, so it was for me, it was not even a question. So I wanted him from early on. Lord Venom, I knew little of him because I wasn't watching the tournaments he won. So when Phenom spoke about it, I felt it was up to Phenom at that time, because I did know that he had won a lot of stuff, but I hadn't watched it myself. But Phenom was like, this is definitely the pick. And I was like, if it's the pick, then it's the pick. And we actually, when we heard that he waited to be able to confirm, we waited to contact other players, if I remember correctly, because we wanted him on the team, if that was possible. Because when you have such a strong card potentially joining, it's worth waiting for. And I mean, it definitely worked out. So
yeah, I was very, very surprised that other teams said no to it.
Yes.
So
Interesting.
I was actually very, very surprised. I was like, what? And then it was a really easy choice.
I mean,
they probably regret that.
Well, look, some people might regret it after you picked up the trophy. I don't know. It makes sense, but you know, sometimes you're not always making that choice on the spot. You know.
At that point, when we were waiting, then I obviously knew a lot more about him as a player, and it was absolutely no question if we should wait or not. Of course, we should wait at that time to know if he could or not, and then see who's available if he could not. So I think waiting was very much a good decision.
Okay.
So, I have a question regarding this. If that's
Please,
okay.
go for it. Go for it.
So when I follow pro sports a lot, and athletes tend to take revenge on teams that skip over them in drafts or in free agency or whatnot. Venom, was there any extra motivation going up against the teams that passed on you?
I don't get the question exactly.
Okay,
right.
I'll give you an example. Okay, can you tell me one team that you reached out to?
that I reached out to myself.
Okay, this is why I love you.
Hey, let me ask it again, Jammerz. Okay. So
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I didn't word it that well at the beginning. So you said that teams, you had heard from teams, and then you went back to go through other teams. I don't know if you made that up or that was the truth. That was what you prefaced it with. But you said you had to talk to other teams, and they didn't have a spot for you. So when you played those other teams, was there extra motivation to beat them because they didn't put you on their team?
Yes, one team. That just goes to one team.
Okay, got you.
Cool. No, that's it.
I can say which team.
I mean, if you want to, you can.
BMS.
Okay, there you go. But, that made even more sense because you beat them in the grand final. That made even more sense. But yeah,
I have one question actually as well.
Talk to me.
So this probably goes a little bit more for Veggie and Phenom, but with limited time to prepare as a team, how did you prioritize your practice sessions and strategy meetings if you had any of those?
You want to answer that thing?
I was just waiting for you to go first, but I can go first. I feel like we didn't. I mean, we spoke about what matchups we would want to play, or we felt like we could play well in. We did, but we didn't have like these super in-depth. Let's strategize. I feel everyone was thinking more on their own, and then when it came to the days, we would kind of like voice our thoughts and opinions, and we would agree pretty fast on what would be a good decision. So I don't think it was like we were sitting there and strategizing that much about picks, maybe until the end. And it was more everyone had their thoughts. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I feel like that was how it went. We had our thoughts, we discussed it briefly, and we just agreed very fast. There was never any infighting, which is I think is very important for a team. We always had like that. There was never any like no, why are you doing this? Why aren't you picking me, or why aren't you picking me? It was always good.
Yeah, I think 100% agree. I think he said, I want to play, I'm confident versus this player, and we just try to mix it up match in a way that was like optimal to win as many points as possible, and that's just the plan. But yeah, worked for us apparently.
No, clearly there's a trophy in the office, I imagine. So.
And I would also say that, for instance, like let's say 3 players are confident thing is the same person, but that person is an anchor. Then for me it's no longer about matchups, or then it's always about if the strongest player is confident in that player should go in that match, even if the other person could do it or is likely to do it. It's because if it's a 20-pointer, it's more important to just put the best to secure the biggest point. Always, I think.
Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense.
You know, at one point, we wanted to do something with Phenom. That we go out during the player interview and just do rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins goes.
Oh yeah, I remember
now,
that.
It would have been fun if you were allowed to do that. But obviously, that was when you guys were on the home side, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you'd done that once, that would have been pretty funny if Logan saw you guys do that on the spot, and then it's like, oh, they can't decide. That would have been pretty funny. Right, maybe you could do that in the finals. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe the finals a bit too big for that. But no, I've got 2 questions. One regarding one SFL question before I move on to the nitty gritty, because I'm dying to ask some questions, personal ones for you guys. Phenom, this is for you. So you were playing a lot of the anchor role for your team last SFL. When you acquired Lord Venom, did you feel that there was less of a burden on you now? Not a burden per se, but it's like, oh, okay, I can hand over the anchor role to somebody else in that kind of like to acquire the 20 points, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. I think I could use I could have like another additional anchor that I could use, and I think that really helped in terms of being unpredictable in our lineup, because usually it will be very predictable that I would be the anchor.
Yeah.
So they could maybe prepare easier. Oh, if Phenom is going to be anchor, let's just prepare for one guy. But maybe because it was me and Venom mostly going anchor, and we were switching a lot, then they were not. They had to like prepare for 2 people. and that can, we can kind of, I guess, mess up a little bit of,
the strategy,
the strategy and whatnot. So in that regards, it helped a lot. Yeah, I think.
No, that's good, honestly, because I obviously make the running joke that I say Phenom's the janitor because he has to clean up the rest of the team's points if they don't get them. But looks like we got 2 janitors this time.
Can I just? I think
2 mops is better than 1.
I think last year Rikman could actually also be an anchor, but we weren't confident in doing it. So that's like a lesson from last year.
Yeah.
In some teams he could not be an anchor because of matchups, but there were many, like you could see his performance last year. There were many times he could actually very well have been the anchor, and I think that's something we learned from as well, that when the other player is when they're performing equally in that specific like tournament, why not mix it up? We should probably have done that more last year. So lesson learned, and put in for the next year. Yeah.
Lesson learned indeed. Right, I've got an impromptu question for Veggie before I go back to Phenom. It's just occurred to me. Veggie, I think we did have this conversation. I think it was just me and you, Rynge and Olvaha, to fill you in. Everybody was stressed out at the league, but Veggie's team didn't look stressed at all. And you were playing for a lot of money. Was there any particular reason? Did you guys notice everybody else was stressed and tense? And was there any reason why you guys were more like laid back? Is it because of who you are as people, or were you guys more reassuring to each other? What was it? Talk to me, Veggie.
I think in a team tournament, you need to keep spirits high at any time, because if you, let's say, I am wondering, like I'm questioning in my mind, are the guys disappointed in me because I played these 2 matches now and I lost? Are they thinking, am I a burden for them right now? Is this not good? If you think like that and then you play again, you will definitely perform worse. So I think making sure that people understand that there's no blame. There is like, when we made a decision, it's basically a collective decision, even though Phenom has the last word. It's not like he's been overruling opinions. We've discussed it then into the opinion. And I think that if we've always been like very, after a loss or even a win, always spoken to each other to make sure that the other people know that there is nothing, like there's no thoughts of why couldn't you do that, or why couldn't I do that. There was always just like, yeah, it happened. You can't control it. You played your best, and that's most important. And Phenom is very big on that too. It's like you can't think about losses because they could have been wins. It's like, I remember Phenom said that many times. And when it comes from the star player in the team, that also helps. So we were very much focused on making sure that the spirits were high, regardless of where we were in the league.
Even what the situation was at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So so we had good talks, boosting each other up, and I think there was always, even when it was looking a little bit bad after week 2, there was the kind of like, there wasn't stress, but there was maybe a damper mood. But that mood was more like for us as a one team, the team's mood, not individual thoughts or harboring things against each other. And I think that's super important, because it's team. You don't perform if you feel like someone else is looking at you or thinking things about you when you're playing.
That makes very important. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. No.
I could have said this shorter. I know, Jammerz, that's just me. I'm sorry. I could have probably said that in 4 sentences, but you got 40 instead. Yeah.
That's why you're Veggie. Don't ever change. Right.
I actually have a follow-up, because he talked about so much that I have a question now.
Talk to me.
Veggie, did you find it significantly easier or harder to keep that team morale up since it was an actual team event? Like, is it easier for you to get down on yourself when it's just like an individual tournament and you're just going over your own matches? And did you find it like easier to kind of, since it's a team spirit, team environment, to keep that morale up, or harder?
I think it's, since both regular seasons last year and this year went really well for us, as time went on, it got easier. So it's hard for me to answer, because we didn't come to a place where it's like we might not make playoffs. That was never really a thing. So as time went on, it was easier for everyone to keep the mood up, because it was looking like playoffs. And since playoffs is, you're playing for playoffs, and the playoffs is the tournament, it's like you're playing for seeding to the tournament, kind of. So when you see that you're in the playoffs, it's easier, I think, to hold the morale up. So if it had kept going bad, I might have a better answer if it was hard or not. But since it was going so well, it wasn't that the team. These are very, very great people to be around as well. We had a lot of laughs, even after week 2, we were laughing and joking with each other. It's a super good team spirit, and I really enjoy playing on a team with these guys. And I thought it was just every week was great.
Oh, that's good. I like to hear that. Right, now let me ask the captain a captaincy question. Is there any team in the finals that you're kind of worried about fighting, or you kind of embrace the other team that you're going to be fighting? Because it's Bandits and what was the other team? FAV. Yes. Are you looking forward to fighting either of them, or are you kind of worried about one of the teams?
I'm looking forward to fight both teams. I think they're both very good teams. I think they both have extremely good players as well on both teams, and they're all well-rounded. They all play top-tier characters. Unlike me, I don't play a top-tier character. I play a fair and honest character. So, you know, Ken.
Don't worry, I'm coming for you.
Had to make sure you knew it was Ken he was talking about.
Yeah. Just pointing that out. And I think I'm looking forward to it a lot. I think it's just fun to compete against the best players. So I'm just looking forward to it personally.
Okay. Now my other question is, if another SFL season comes, would you pick this exact same team, or would you make any changes, Phenom?
Yeah, if it's this patch, then yes. But we never know in season 2 how the game is going to look like.
So are you revealing to me your team selection depends on the outcome of a patch?
Well, I mean, it is. Maybe it's a bit like too direct, but of course, I mean, if all of our characters become low tier and we still play our characters, then I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. This is your answer. If you let someone talk long enough, the mask comes off. So if you just told me how you pick your team members, I'll make sure I note that one down when we do talk about you. It just depends on the outcome of the patch. But you know what? Right now, I'm gonna.
I will give another one. I think also outside of that, I also look for basically who's like a good teammate as well. So it's two-part. It's
okay.
Do they play a viable character? Number one, like if like for example, who's a bottom tier like.
Thank you.
Like yeah. like as much as I like Venom, if he just starts maining Manon or something, or Aki or whatever, then it's a bit hard. If they're bottom tier, right?
Phenom, you're killing me here. You're literally digging your own grave.
But it's two ways. Like if someone plays a top tier, but I don't feel like they fit the team as a teammate, then I might also not go pick that player as well. So it's a two-part thing. It's like do they fit as a teammate, and do they play a good character? That's what I look for.
I have learned a lot about you in this past 90 seconds. I
learned your list early on.
I think I've learned way too much about Phenom in that last 90 seconds. That was brilliant. That was such a beautiful answer. Keeps moving the goalposts. Anyway, right. Now, let me ask this question, because the question I wanted to ask Phenom, I'm going to say that for the post-match interview, but I'll get this first. Lord Venom, I've got to ask you first. Who are your top 5 characters in Street Fighter 6?
Oh, God.
Out of curiosity.
Okay, so it's different when you say top 5 theoretically on paper or top 5 in a tournament. Because for me, it's different.
Whatever works with you, Venom.
I like it.
Because for me, it's different. Like, JP is the strongest character in the game on paper. Okay. But in a tournament, I don't think he would be. I think Luke is more consistent, if you ask me.
Okay.
So it's different. I don't know which top 5 I'm supposed to answer.
Okay, how about this? Let's make it easier for you. Can you give me your top 5 for both?
For both. Okay, let's talk about consistency. Luke, Chun-Li.
Okay.
DJ.
Yes.
JP.
Okay.
Ken.
Cool. And that's consistency, right?
Yes.
All right. Now who's your top 5 in general?
Okay, JP.
Yes.
Luke.
Yes.
DJ.
Yes.
Chun-Li. Guile.
Gonna be the same.
Guile? Okay, I like it. Why'd you put Guile at number 5?
Sonic Boom, Drive Rush.
Perfect. Nice and simple. I love it. Right, Rikman, what about you? Your top 5 in the game. I know you don't have. I know you don't have both. You got a general one. So.
No, you thought I was talking about tournament and general tier list for a long time. Because I wasn't even sure if JP was in my top 5 for the longest time. Because you see the results the JP players have had in the season. Just in this season, when top 1 is all that matters, you need to win the tournament to qualify. I don't know how good JP is going to do in that season, so for tournament, I'm basically the same as Lord Venom. I think Luke is the best, obviously. I just think Guile is also up there. He's really solid. And then general, of course, I think JP, in long sets, JP is basically unbeatable. I think Guile is up there. Luke is obviously top 2 as well. DJ is really stupid. I think only reason I wanna put Yuri 5th, but I think the way meta so evolved, I think Guile, DJ, Chun-Li, all super strong characters. I think Yuri struggles a bit, so I have to put Chun-Li 5th.
Well, here's the thing, and this is why I will defend your character. I do think Yuri is the baseline as to what makes a great character in Street Fighter 6.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I can think of probably 7 characters better than her, so I don't have her in the top 5. She's very consistent in what she does, but I think there's 7 characters or so that are better than her at what she does.
I do think if you just go tool by tool, I think she's top 3. She has more bad matchups than other characters. She has 3. Luke has 0. JP has maybe 2, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't know if Chun has any bad matchups either. So I just think if Yuri had tools versus her bad matchups, he would be top 1 at least. Like, yeah, she's crazy strong, I think.
Oh, you are a huge advocate of Yuri. I like that. Veggie! Who is your top 5 and not the top 5 characters that beat Zangief?
No, I'm not like that right now. So
Right
I
now,
personally not sure if I can understand. If you can, like, I understand a lot of people say it, and I respect that people say it, but I don't know if you can actually say that there's a difference between a tournament character and the best character, because the reason why a character is best is because it's the best character, and I also don't see why it should be harder to be consistent with JP. It's not like he has less tools to come back at you when you are winning or anything like that. So personally, I don't understand how it would work to be different strength in tournament and outside. I might be wrong. This is just me personally. I feel like the strongest character is the strongest character. In an individual set, I could agree. Like Armika wasn't very good in Street Fighter 5, but in an individual set, like one set, you could argue that. But I feel it's very hard to argue it as like an overall tournament. So here is my top 5 after speaking for a while. And my top 5 is JP, Luke, DJ. I think after DJ, I want to say Guile and then Chun-Li.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Why have you not Why have you not put a certain character in there?
You mean Mr. Ken?
I could be referring to anybody.
Mr. Masters.
Why have you not put a certain character in there?
Well, first off, you know, me and Phenom, we go a long way back, so I need to join.
You? Just be honest. How much does he pay you?
I need to join the downplaying train. Remember when Karin was a steer? I was like, she's not that good. So, no, but personally, I think Ken is good. But it's like his main strength. People say his main strength is many things, but it's just the corner carry. Other than that, it's pretty honest of a character, in my opinion.
Corner carry and throw loop.
Yeah, but throw loop is like everyone has a throw loop.
Yeah, but still, if he didn't have it, I think he would be kind of bad.
He would not. That's why. How can he be a top 5 character when he relies on so much guessing compared to other characters who are more consistent? Like, you don't need a throw loop with a lot of the other characters that I put in the top 5. So I think Ken is very good, but he's just very linear. It's get to the corner, and he doesn't have that much of the damage outside of supers. And I just think you can outplay a Ken player. If they're worse than you, you can definitely outplay them. So that doesn't
Phenom's indoctrinated you really well.
This is just my opinion. I think Ken is very strong, though. It's not like he's a weak character or needs help.
I think anyone in the top 10 is like competitively viable. I think Ken is
extremely strong. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't know what Phenom's done, but it's worked. Anyway,
Like, you
Phenom.
don't need to be throw looped against Chun-Li to lose, or Guile to lose, or DJ to lose, or Luke to lose, or JP to lose. They don't actually need to guess right to beat you. They can.
Yes.
There's so much reward outside of that. That's why he's not as good as them, in my opinion.
Right.
I like that you preface that within your opinion. All right, Phenom, your turn. First of all, I've got to give you your flowers, because somehow you managed to get there. You managed to rule the FGC with an iron fist, and it worked. So the Japanese weren't falling for it, but we did. So I'll give you your flowers in that regard. But indulge me, Phenom. What's your top 5 in the game?
My top 5, I think, is JP and Luke. I think they are like very clear top 2. And I think Chun-Li is number 3. And I think DJ is number 4. And the hardest one to place is number 5, because I don't know if it's Cammy, I don't know if it's Guile, and I don't know if it's Rashid.
Or is it Ken, maybe?
No, it's not Ken.
We would put Ken there, but okay. Why would you put Rashid in contention for number 5? Because I had this conversation with Problem X about 2 days ago. So
Rashid is literally one anti-air buff from being top 3 minimum. He has everything else. His level 2 is
amazing.
It's just so good. Yeah, it's just so good. His pressure in the corner. If you want to talk about throw loops, and if you want to talk about corner pressure, then Rashid has everything. He has plus frame normals, he has the throw loops, he has if he has level 2, he forces you in the corner, he either burns you out or kills you. And I think he's just overall a very strong character. The only thing that is a bit inconsistent with him is his anti-airs. I think like, for example, I think he struggles against Luke because of not just because Luke has good damage, good ground game, and is solid and everything. It's also the fact that Luke can just jump at him, and if he misses the spinning mixer, he's dead. He's like completely that's always over. So like he has a bit of inconsistent matchups in that part. But other than that, I think he's extremely good, and I think he's in contention for top 5.
Interesting. So what have we concluded from this? Ken's number 12? Is that right?
No, Ken I think is around. I would say Ken is around 6 or 7.
Interesting. Your number keeps going from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6.
I've always said Ken is 6 or 7. That's also been my opinion. But the thing, and the thing is that Ken is still a very, very strong character, but a lot of his weaknesses are basically, there's a few weaknesses he has compared to the other top tiers, right? We're not comparing him to the rest of the cast, we're comparing it to the other top 5. So basically he has way less damage than them from neutral, right? Ken in neutral usually gets his whiff punishes and conversions from crouch medium kick, and it scales when you drive rush cancel.
Yeah.
So even though he has really good corner care and everything, he doesn't do a lot of damage from neutral from his main tools. He has to land stand heavy punch, but that's a 10 frame normal, and it's a bit hard to consistently land that button. It's not something you can just whiff. Like Luke's crouch medium punch, you just whiff it 10 times, then it hits and you do like 60%. It's not. He doesn't have anything like that.
Why you got this look on your face, Jammerz? He's spitting facts right now, bro.
And also
He's
Ken
spitting me right now.
a lot of Ken's normals are very whiff punishable. They're all very whiff punishable. Crouch medium kick is very whiff punishable. You can easily whiff punish stand heavy punch. Even though it has 17 frame recovery, it's not hard to whiff punish that button. It's a slow startup. You can react to the startup coming out, and then you can easily react with your whiff punish against it. And stand heavy kick same. And his crouch medium punch is not I think it is on paper hard to whiff punish, but the hitbox on it is not good, so it doesn't beat anything. No one uses
crouch and medium punch.
Exactly.
Let's just talk about the buttons you use.
Yeah, so the buttons you use are you can't whiff them freely. It's not like JP's stick normals or Luke's crouch medium punch or any normal that Chun-Li has. You can't whiff them freely. So you have to always place your buttons carefully in that regard. And these small things like having lower damage, so meaning that he has to make more guesses. And also the normals, you can't afford to make too many mistakes in the neutral game, because you can, if you make a mistake, you can easily get punished, unlike some of the other top tiers. So I think there is certain things that puts him below them. However, his strengths are still very good, like the fact that he has really like the best corner carry, and he can put you in the corner easily. It's kind of what makes him become 6 or 7, because he has a really good win condition. It's a really simple win condition, and it works. But I think it's not enough to put him above top 5, a top 5 or higher. I don't think it's enough.
So have we concluded that everybody's just bad against Ken? Is that right? We just don't know how to fight Ken?
Yeah, mostly in... I can't speak for any other region except for Japan, because I was there. I can't speak for NA, for example, but I think in Europe, maybe in the beginning. Right now, people are definitely getting better against Ken in Europe as well. But in the beginning, I don't think a lot of people were good against Ken. In Europe, whether it was Europe or probably any region, if I'm guessing, because Ken was like the first character that was fleshed out mostly because of how simple his strategy really is.
Only takes 5 minutes to play him.
I mean, I'm not saying it's easy to kind of win with him, but it's easy to understand what he does, his game plan. Yeah, that's easy to understand. So I think he was fleshed out pretty early, and I think it took time for example, JP. Even though JP actually did pretty good early on, it took time to kind of realize how good he was. So, and Chun-Li is the same. Like it took a little bit of time, and same with even with Luke. I think in the beginning, I think it took like 2 or 3 months before people realized, oh man, he has a really good crouch medium punch, and then the rest was history. So you can't. People are still living in the launch release tier list. They haven't gone past that yet for some reason. I don't know why.
It's hard to let certain things go, Phenom. That's a life thing, It takes hard to move on.
But I need to point out something Phenom said, which is also been pointed out.
You can say this quickly before we go to break.
Because you did say, and it's also been pointed out in chat, that Guile, Cammy, and Rashid was hard to place. One of them is top 5, which means the other is just behind. So that means after going through all that, Ken is actually behind them again. So he cannot be top 6 or 7. He has to be top 8 or 9.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm so glad your maths has improved from 2 weeks ago, Veggie.
That's pretty good maths, but I think you can between those 3 characters, maybe you can argue for Ken in the 6 and 7 spot, right? So if you pick one of those characters for number 5, then you can argue for 6 and 7 between 2 of those characters plus Ken. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense to me. Don't worry.
So you can look at it like that.
Don't worry. You were able to defend yourself in court this time round. You might not be able to do it after the break or so. But yes, no, honestly, it's been great talking to these guys. What we are going to do is I'm going to put these guys in a little mini tournament. So we are going to get these guys playing. Single elimination, first to 5. We'll get things sorted. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to get some video games underway, because I know you guys like watching video games. So give us a few minutes, and then we will get things underway. See you soon.
Peggy 12.
This is Beat Square. Beat Square Station.
Seriously? I'm not interested in whatever you're pitching. You really want me to punch a hole through you? So, just who are you? You need to learn to stop pissing me off! I knew there'd be more of you. Let's go! have potential.
Yeah, welcome back to Sets, everybody. This break allowed me to get some time for the light to not burn my face anymore, so I'm glad I'm back here with Olvaha.
That's a plus.
How you doing?
I'm doing really good. It's a very special episode tonight because we are going to be featuring Street Fighter League Europe winners, and obviously, since there's 4 players, we're going to have to do it a little bit differently, as we're going to be holding a single elimination tournament between the players. So I think we're starting off with Veggie and Rikman, if I'm not completely mistaken. So that's going to be an interesting set. What do you think about that, Rynge?
Yeah, I think that was the good looks that we heard right beforehand. Yeah, we are confirmed with the graphic right here. So as you mentioned, it's going to be single elim first to 5, though. So going to have some time to kind of feel each other out, which hopefully helps Veggie. I don't know, usually to me, the Geef is always better. The shorter set you have to play the Geef in, the better it is for the Geef. So I think it's a little bit dangerous. Rikman, very, very strong. But Veggie, he's one of those players, and Geef players in general have that advantage of being able to know the matchup that they're playing against better than their opponent, right? Just because there's so little Geefs out there.
Absolutely.
So he maybe is going to be able to show that off.
Yeah, and also, like, I just feel like in general, Geef players have that different kind of an attitude. They have that stoic nature about them because they know that they're playing a character that can be a very slow starter in this kind of an environment in the meta.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things, right, where you need certain mindsets to play characters and know that in certain areas they're going to struggle, right? They just shine so hard in the other areas that it makes up for those struggles.
Yeah, and it's also like just pleasure to see, like, especially during the league as well, like Veggie is one of those, absolutely one of the most patient players I've seen play in general. Like, he's willing to take the throws in the corner, he's willing to kind of get hit a lot of times just so he can have his own chance when the situation arises. So.
Yeah. Okay. That Renko kick, and then the drive rush to immediate kick, both of those are just super lethal tools for Jury.
Do you know what's interesting? I need to check if Geef's Thunderstorm works against the forward heavy punch from... Oh, that was nice. Good SPD there from Veggie.
You know what it's not going to work against?
It's not going to work against Ed. Yeah, don't worry. We said that before. It's fine. It's not going to work against Ed. There you go. So, yeah, no, it's interesting because obviously the general consensus around Geef is like there's too many characters that overshadow him. He's got some good tools, but some of them are inconsistent compared to others, other characters in the game. I watched Snake Eyes and a Japanese Zangief player, Kobayan.
Kobayan, yeah.
They're very good, and obviously Kichipa and Itizan. They can do some really good stuff with the characters, just sometimes the system like lets him down severely. So
I feel like Kobayan was a kind of a pioneer in some of the new Geef tech specifically, where you're just willing to take make these situations with the frame data where you're like trading with the headbutt with the opponent's normal, and you get a massive damage out of that and favorable frame data as well. So like it's really been interesting to see him play as well.
Alright, that's gonna be
he's gonna close this one out, but I was so impressed with how comfortable Veggie is in the trenches, bro. Like he was less than a bar of drive meter for so long and never tried to pop off with like a level 3 or
That's the thing about Geef players, they're just stoic in nature, and you kind of have to have that kind of a stoicness about your gameplay when you're playing this character that is just so much slower than the rest of the cast.
That was a clean whip punish. But yeah, I agree. And you know, I think Geef's got his tricks and tools in the footsie game. I think he can give certain characters issues. Absolutely. If there's a hard read that comes out, maybe he can catch a fireball that's low on the ground. But yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. I love the way Veggie plays him. I'm just hoping he finds some type of opening to start popping off.
Here's the thing for me, right? As he has trapped in the corner once again. Nice delayed throw tech. Nice hop over
nice
the
hop.
E5
That's
as well.
specific tech in this matchup.
Oh, okay. He didn't go for a combo. He just spent 2 bars for 40%. I'll take that. But you have to obviously understand that you have to run in afterwards with the dry gate, so you're spending 3 bars in total for that scenario. Yeah. The thing, my thing with Zangief is where everybody else can buffer crouch medium punches and heavy punches in neutral for a drive rush cancel. He can only do that with stand light kick. So your damage is already scaled because of how you started. The other thing is, he can't really get super threatening in neutral until level 2 is ready. And you have to wait a long time for that.
Absolutely, and he can't even really like reliably combo into his lariat most of the time mid-screens, for example, so it's like he's missing out on potential Loki as well in that.
Why'd you jump? Oh, I think he was already committed to the jump. That's not going to catch you.
He must have been.
Yeah, he must have already been committed to the jump. Damn. I mean, it worked out until that point with the jump back medium punch. And like I said to these guys, Jury's the baseline to what makes a great character. So if you were to put Jury in the 8th position in the tier list, for example, she has what? Anti-throw tools, a throw loop, a reversal, her drive rush
Strong
covers
projectile.
great range. Yeah, she's got good fireball, and everyone else above her has those but better.
Yeah.
That's why I think she's the baseline to what makes a great character.
Yeah,
She just
Veggie's
gets
having a hard
overshadowed.
time in the corner right now, though. Okay, gets a sweep, though. This might be the start of something.
Oh, okay, got a bit overzealous there. Okay.
Drive bars looking pretty dry for both of them.
Stopping it there, just being patient as well. He's got 3 stocks, but he can't throw a fireball because Veggie has the Cyclone Lariat ready and waiting. He might be looking for his own drive rush cancel himself to get out, but he's also got his full drive gauge back. That's another thing. When nothing's happening, something's happening.
And Rikman, he is just not whiffing anything, man. Like, he did whiff something there. That was like one of the rare moments that Veggie could have took advantage. But in the neutral, it feels like no buttons are not being
Look at
contacted.
the patience from Veggie. He's just holding it down here. Ooh, eats the overhead, though.
And you know what's crazy? Before you joined us, Rynge, we were literally talking about the drive rush into overhead on the cancel. And we were talking about how like you can deal with them in general and overheads in general, and Veggie just get hit by one there. So I might bring that up later.
Yeah, this game gives you the tools to deal with them, right?
I mean, there you go.
Finally, look at that. The first whiff, finally, from Rikman. Veggie, he did get a whiff punish, but it's just tough, man. Geef don't get a big reward.
Straight to the face, though, right after.
The thing is, it's like it's not bad, but in comparison to everybody else, it looks extremely bad. So
just completely getting cheesed out there on the block string with the EXDP.
Well, the thing is, how do you approach this? And even against certain characters in Burnout, they're still pretty damn good because Jury still has access to her
Absolutely,
fireball.
Jury can definitely hold her own, especially against Zangief, who he's like very slow still in comparison compared to the characters who might be burnt out. He's still a slow character.
It's tough. Yeah, Vegas, he's been showing a lot of patience, but I need some shenanigans, something
Yeah,
with
at some point, like, you kind of can't contemplate too much and can't stay too patient. You sometimes just have to make a wild read.
Here's the thing, just going off what Rynge said about the shenanigans, lovely jump there into
There
the
you
EX
go.
Lariat. The shenanigans is with jab drivers cancel level 3, and that's a very,
you know,
very
something.
situational.
We need that right now. We need that right now. Okay, the tables have turned, and the corner has also changed.
I thought he was going to SPD there, we didn't even
That
need
was
to.
a cute chase down at the meaty knee as well. Managing to get a combo after that.
Yeah,
that was really cute. Nice reaction from Veggie.
They're going to be patient till they get enough drive gauge to actually do something safe, and again, Zangief showing his
That
lovely
is the most
inconsistency.
unreliable thing in this game.
Oh no! Oh, dude, is he going to do it? No level 3.
Nah, he would have lived.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
I remember
And
these
then
guys.
on top of that, right, no good way to chip you. Like, he has to commit if he wants to get the
absolutely,
chip.
yeah.
He's waiting.
He just has to be patient. He has to respect the space that Jury has.
And he did
even
because,
while
like,
burnt out.
Raw Drive Rush comes out, Rikman could CA it, right, on reaction.
Absolutely. That was a really nice crouch medium kick he sneaked in there. That is definitely not like... It's a decent tool, but it's not like the easiest crouching medium kick to just sneak in the neutral like that.
Ooh! That was nice.
That was.
And it's
there you go.
What reactions of that?
Yeah, that's one of the probably the best tool Geef has.
Yeah.
Obviously, like is
Agreed.
the moment you have that, you have to respect Zangief.
Okay, well, he's got
Yeah, 100%. All that Drive Rush pressure, you have to start second guessing it. You have
This
to.
is a fantastic life lead for Veggie.
So I've noticed that Rikman's been using, and that's not going to work. So yeah, SPD to close it out. So yeah, Rikman's used it several times now. The catch and medium punch anti-air. That's actually been a thing since the beta. So the fact that he's actually been using it consistently against Zangief and nothing's really been changed about it is very interesting to me. I don't know if that's a specific thing for Geef or it's so much easier against him, but yeah, he's had no real reason to do a DP anti-air for Rikman. So 2-1 right now. That's the scores on the doors. So.
Ooh, there you go. That's one of those tricky things you need to be aware of. Because at some point, that will come out.
And then Veggie, yeah, he just used the OD Lariat. He's like, I'll burn myself out early, make sure this anti-air happens.
He's back rolling, giving some space off, but manages to sneak in that SPD. Oh, I like that. He cancels it mid-flight, so he doesn't like give those massive recovery frames. That's really smart. Throwing off the animation at the timing.
Again, managed to slow things down here really well, make him play his game here, Veggie. And again, one drive rush cancel into the reset should do the trick, and that was too impatient.
Massive.
I think he was expecting a drive rush cancel to come out to interrupt it.
Right.
And I don't think the jab connected. That's one theory I had, but it could be wrong. But he got the round for Veggie regardless. Nice whiff punish.
The truth is out there.
Wow. Still whiff punish that fierce.
Did he catch it?
Okay.
Jackhammer.
This is gonna hit.
No, he's not going to jackhammer.
Yeah,
I'm
no side
surprised he
switch.
didn't change the corners, but he's gonna get some massive damage out of this.
I think he's already committed to holding it, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, perfectly timed jump.
He's gonna get Oki from this as well. This
Dead.
is
Yeah,
massive. He's gonna
finished.
get the down forward medium punch into the lariat.
Was that the right combo? That was right.
I have no idea. Can't you do like a triple drive rush chop or something like that? I've seen the Snake Eyes clips.
I don't know if he... Oh, it might be only in the corner where he can connect the Borscht Dynamite afterwards. Because I've seen the drop kick hell stab into Borscht Dynamite from those airborne scenarios. But oh well, it's two apiece.
There you go. Beautiful work. It's already even.
Well, Rikman's taken quite a few risky reversals.
That is true,
and they haven't worked.
Very different compared to the first games. Absolutely.
And it's also, to be fair, because Veggie has actually gotten some hits, right? Like those first two games, he barely
forced out reactions. Absolutely.
Yeah. Rikman was barely in a situation where he had to do a reversal in the first two games.
Oh,
he threw the normal.
The Give special. Yeah.
I don't know if this is a thing. Can he still? I imagine he can. Can he still jump cancel through strings and do the SPD? Can he do that?
I assume so.
I might have to find out if he can do that.
The jump cancel special move thing is still in this game.
Yeah, so I'd imagine he could still do that. I don't know how easy it is with Zengi, how hard it is, but... Okay, that's not what he wanted, but... Is that going to be the round? Nah, okay, he's not going to spend
it's not. Yeah, uses the meaty fireball. I like that. No Oki for Bergie, but he's still holding on here.
Nice fireball. He's not going to use it.
Inching forward. Now he has to respect the fireball, though.
Yeah, but he's got level 2 now, so he'll just wait. And that
this
fireball
is
has
so
got some of the
tense. This is
worst
so
recovery
tense.
in the game, so...
Makes it safe with the cancel there, Rikman. Just like he's done previously. Oh, this is so tense. Any wrong move, and it's a super from Bergie. He's buffering so hard right now.
Nah, he's got to be close. He can't do it full screen. That's why Rikman hasn't thrown the fireball at certain spacing. Yeah, okay, that one he probably could have caught, but he's not looking for it at the moment.
Oh,
that was scary.
Dude, both of those sweeps. Oh my goodness. That was a really good drive rush bait.
I was almost about to say, I said, have we all forgotten how to deal with sweeps? But then again, I think one of them was well spaced, so the other normal wouldn't catch it. But it works out here for Veggie, abusing drive rush stand fierce until he gets near burnout. I'm telling you, man, this guy spends an exorbitant amount of meter for the wrong reasons. Oh, he's in the corner again. This time the left side.
More consistent anti-air.
Still waiting.
Jumping in the corner, some active defense.
Well, I mean, like in the corner in general, you've got to basically do anything to worm your way out. You don't really want to be
Absolutely.
caged.
Especially with a character with no defensive tools like Zangief. Doesn't have a DP or an EX amnesia.
I mean, oh, nice snipe.
Level 1 should do it. He's got to do the whole drive rush cancel, but he's not going to do that here.
Nice parry from Bergie. Ooh, okay.
Hard
Scary
punch.
situation here.
I mean, Veggie can afford one drive rush cancel on block to try and force something to happen. He won't lose the round if he gets hit by a reversal from it, but...
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, okay, never mind. That was actually SPDable.
Ah, okay. No, I know what he
Double
tried.
drive rush.
I know what he tried. Yeah. Tried to input their level
I
3.
was so sure he was going to do level 3 on Wake Up.
He's still waiting for 20 seconds on the clock. About to happen.
Oh, nice. The extended hitbox there. Nice work.
It's interesting. I think Rynge pointed this out earlier. The range that Veggie's jumping at to make these anti-airs, at least the DP anti-airs, inconsistent while the crouching medium punch is actually working. Because it looked like that DP just connected just about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was right at the tip. Absolutely.
You can tell his jumps are very methodical. Like, he's not jumping just to jump.
Yeah.
I think against like 1 or 2 characters he'll do that, but most of the time he's aiming for that empty jump just to see what you'll do.
I do that against Rashid.
It's so funny to me how slow this game is once Geef has level 3.
It's crazy, right?
Like, it's like you
goes
can't
to
throw a
crawling
fireball because of
split.
level 2. You don't want to drive rush in because of level 3. Like, they're just sitting there.
Yeah, absolutely a crawling pace.
Well, he's got a huge life lead to work with here, but Veggie still has the tools needed. If he wants to side swap, he's got to get the hit.
Just inching forward right now. Just let me get in, bro.
And it's smart for Rikman to play this way, right? That's how Geefs are going to put you in the grave, is you get a little too cocky, you get a little bit too aggressive, you know, and Rikman's playing this perfect.
Though.
It's another store, 2 stores, he backdashed. He did backdash, yeah.
Nice.
I'm sorry, your loyal fans were left in the Super Bowl last night. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about that? I'm a Niners fan.
I didn't watch that. I just knew the Super Bowl was on. So I didn't even know
I thought this was a UK show. I thought I was escaping American football things.
I'm sorry. Wherever you go, someone's
Sorry
talking
for
about
your loss, Rynge.
Sorry. All right, nice idea.
Damn you, Patrick Mahomes.
Sorry. Already in the corner once again.
Oh, already looking comfy in the corner, I see.
Well, it goes back to Rynge noticing that the game slows down, but I do feel because Veggie is not like super risky with what he does outside of certain scenarios, if the opponent responds in accordance, it just naturally slows down. It becomes 10 times slower if they got the right resources. So, or he's got the right resources, sorry.
I need my man Geef's target combo to connect consistently, man.
Do you know what I mean?
That needs to be a thing. Absolutely. It's also true that any hit that Veggie can get can definitely snowball into a series of events, so I do appreciate the cautiousness from Rikman.
But he needs like he needs an SPD, which is risky anyway, or he needs 2 bars. 2 bars is the safest way for Zangief to
I
play
love
this
the
whole game.
spacing from Veggie now. Nice spacing on the wheel kick as well. That is pretty unsafe if you don't space it correctly.
Yeah, it just feels so bad. Like when Veggie is actually playing footsies and he plays it well and he gets like a whiff punish with just that medium punch and he holds back because he knows the target combo won't connect. It's heartbreaking.
Dude, it's heart crushing. Absolutely. You can't even rely on your whiff punish target combo. Yeah.
So, look, you can't even rely on Lariat because he got beat by the dive
Yeah,
kick.
that's even
crazy.
the EX Lariat got beat out by the delayed dive kick. Yeah, that hurts. That actually hurts because that's your most reliable tool.
I have heard that if the stand medium punch target combo whiffs, I think it's the second hit, you can actually input drive rush and catch it. I think it was drive rush.
Oh, wow.
It was drive
Look
rush
at
or
the
drive impact.
relentless
Something
pressure
can
right
catch
now.
it.
Okay, what? Gets an SPD.
What's he going to do here? They're not going to do anything, actually. I actually don't
burn
think they're
out,
going to do anything.
bunch of bar, ain't nobody doing nothing.
Yeah,
Just
no,
hanging around.
Wow, he went for it. And he waited for that to build back, by the way. Yeah.
He did. He literally did that the moment he got drive meter back.
I love it.
Wow, that was brilliant.
So systematical.
Still blocking here is Veggie. He's backdash just in case he matched level 3 again.
No perfect parries from either of these players, by the way.
No need.
Yeah.
Rikman gets his hit, does 1 or 2 buttons and waits, isn't it? Whoa, my word. And there you go.
Oh, loyal fans once again completely denied their pleasure of seeing the level 3.
Interesting. 4-2 here for Rikman. That is kind of crazy. And what? That's
He's in a pickle here.
He's only landed 1 level 3. The others have failed. Oh, Siberian Express.
Hey, this is good.
Yeah, punish counter damage too.
Oh! Headbutt. Look at the life bar. It's melting away.
Nice little purry. And now we're going back to the slow game, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do feel Veggie should speed things up on his own accord, though. I think that's one thing that lets him down.
Like
as a
sometimes
player.
his patience can kind of cost him as well because he's just so like willing to wait it out. At least in my opinion.
It's not really him waiting it out. It's the timer works for me and you, not just you, buddy. Like, so
absolutely.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think the scariest players are the players that can switch that type of rhythm, right? Where you can't really get a read on when they're just going to start chilling out or when they're going to start getting aggressive. And I would like to see Veggie get a little bit more aggressive, but right now, my man is going bird watching.
Yeah, that is frustrating.
And it wasn't even beautiful birds either. He's watching seagulls take his sandwich. That was peak. If you haven't had a seagull take your sandwich, then I praise be. That's not a nice thing.
I was feeding sea lions one time, like with a little fish that you could buy, and a seagull took it from my hand. I was like 7 years old.
Seagulls are vicious.
They are.
It was
tell
ridiculous.
You. They never tell you. Seagulls are most
Okay,
nice
nice.
SPD.
That was actually
And this is
very, very ambiguous on block.
This is the thing for me. He lands an SPD. And oh, wow, he got him. He got him. He got him.
Beautiful.
That was ridiculous.
I was about to say
that
SPDs.
was actually sick.
I was about to say SPDs don't do enough for me in this game. They are threatening, don't get me wrong, but in terms of longevity, they don't do enough for me. He's in there, though.
It was funny, too, because I remember when I first saw SPD damage, I was like, you're kidding me.
You know?
But, you know, it looks like they knew what they were doing.
Oh, don't let it end like this, but there you go. The perfect parry. I think SPD would have killed.
Do you know what's interesting, right? Because sometimes you're not sure. So it does, what, 39% by itself, unpunished counter. So if you half that, maybe. You might be right there. Maybe. Again, he went for Hell Stab into EX Lariat, and Veggie knows the character better than we ever will.
He does, but sometimes players do have unexpected reactions, but this is going to do a lot of damage. I don't even need to play this character to say that.
Nice punish. So that catches that regardless. Okay.
Yeah, it was the other way around where it didn't work, right? What we saw.
Ooh, okay, this is going to drain the meter as well.
Yeah, he might have
going to be in a pickle in the corner.
He might have been burnt out.
Yeah.
I think he's got a little bit left, right?
That felt good.
Literally a pixel.
Wow.
No,
I don't blame him.
It's gone, buddy.
I don't blame him.
It's gone, buddy.
Well, he's trapped in the corner. There's the stun. He can charge one more store. He's got no drive rush cancel, so it's going to have to be an honest combo, which is why he's doing this.
Oh, he's going to go. Yeah.
Oh.
Instant overhead. That
And
was
you're lucky
so
that doesn't
cheap.
cancel on the way back.
Dude, look at the shuffle. Oh my god.
Nah.
This is so
Jury is two-stepping right now. She's part of the Usher performance.
This is so tense. Unfortunate.
Alright.
Damn. That was a masterclass of patience from both these players. That was amazing.
Absolutely.
Super entertaining. You could just feel like the energy was like any wrong step and it's gonna escalate.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went. Like, you could tell both of these players respected each other's skill set, the strength of their characters. Like, they were trying to make no mistakes. And honestly, just on the ground, Rikman was too clean, too patient. And we saw the patience right there from Veggie as well, right? He played brilliantly. I think that's how you have to play Zangief primarily. We just couldn't see enough of any shenanigans or any trickery once the offense got going. Obviously, he put some games on the board, but then Rikman, he just stopped making the mistakes that he was. No more big reversal attempts, right? He was like, I'll just take it, or rather block it out defensively and then just go back to the ground game because I've been winning that.
The thing is that I feel like Veggie, obviously he's like one of those players that's gonna respect their opponent to some extent because he knows what they're capable of. But sometimes you kind of have to doubt that skill of your opponent in the way that, like, sometimes you just have to throw out something very unpredictable or use, like, for example, I didn't see any of those standing fierces at all, for example. So sometimes just throw it out there and see how they react. For example, even if you think it might not work, sometimes you just have to test that theory in practice.
Yeah, especially when it's somebody you know well, right? Because they're going to expect you to know that they're good so that you're going to show them respect, right? So if you come out with something unorthodox that might be a little disrespectful and you punch them in the mouth, that's going to reset their mood for the entire set.
Absolutely.
Like, they're not going to really, they're going to have to get their bearings back.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I was cooking this up yesterday. Let's see if this works.
Yeah, legitimately. So maybe we'll see that from the future. But Rikman, I mean, that is textbook, clinical, clean Street Fighter play right there. Big ups to him.
Absolutely. Great work. And he will be in the finals. It's going to be a matter of gonna be Venom the Moose or Lord Phenom, as they like to kind of switch around their names. I'm also really happy I got to say that. Just makes me really happy.
I'm still reeling from Jammerz bringing up the damn Super Bowl. Why'd you have to do that, Jammerz? I don't even know where he is right now. Hopefully paying for his sins of bringing that up. But yeah. So next up, as you mentioned, Olvaha, we're going to have Lord Venom. No. Lord Phenom versus Venom the Moose. That's what
how you want to say it. You can say it either way. Lord Phenom versus Venom the Moose. It's going to be a good one for sure. Obviously, this was like, it's so funny to me that we've seen this matchup so much in Street Fighter 6 because it's the actual lore battle, right?
It's like JP's the one that sabotaged Ken's finances, so he's the reason that he's in this situation. And then we saw at Gamers 8, it was grand finals. We said, oh, never mind. We are getting secondary action right now.
We got thrown off here.
The side pieces, they are being dialed up. The mains are away from the home.
Before we went live, I actually told all the players that if they feel like they can all pick Aki, but that was partly a joke.
No, Venom still plays the character. Phenom, you'd have to pay him a lot of money to main this character for a year. Somebody asked why so many JP players also play Aki. It's not even just them. You'd be very interested to follow the
purple stuff.
The character paths a lot of people have had in the game from the start of SF6 till now, or going from 5 to 6 and then changing characters. It's been very interesting.
Like with Broski, right? I mean, Broski is always a dude that plays these characters that got a ton of tech. Like
the quirky characters, bro.
Yeah, the quirky, creative, tech-based characters. Like he's about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Character specialists.
Oh, character specialist means you get your own identity as well. So
absolutely. It's also a good selling point when you're doing content, for example.
Well, I mean, that's a different argument entirely, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Just wanted
Don't let your main personality trait be being a character specialist. Yeah. That's all I'll say.
Oi, and as we say that, game 1 goes to Cammy. This is going to be an interesting one, because Phenom actually does mess around with Cammy, Luke. Obviously, he mains Ken, and he's maining Ken just to remind us all that he's top 5. Don't listen to him. He's reminding us all. It's all good. I like
it's actually surprising how many people
don't listen to what Phenom says. Watch what he does. He'll tell you something, and then he'll go and do something else with Ken. It's brilliant.
Hey, don't trust people. Trust people to be themselves. Ain't that right, Jammerz?
That's why I love Rynge. All right, going trapped in the corner.
Oh, doubled up.
The Oki going wild in the corner.
And this is that's gonna be huge for Lord Venom. Gets the conversion into Cruel Fate. He's gonna poison him up with the Serpent Lash. Goes for back throw. Yes, it was. Almost got confused with the animation.
Favorable position, always.
This is huge. Oh no, he went for the overhead setup instead. Gonna close out this round, maybe? Not quite. Yeah, just waiting for
him. Hit the fadeaway.
Yeah.
That was a warning shot.
Well, he can DI again if he wants to, but he's waiting for Phenom to react to it. I think Phenom's acutely aware.
Ooh. That's what he wanted before.
Jump medium kick. Closing it out there as well. Now, I've heard this matchup is completely torrid for Aki, because if you do a Nightshade, EX Spin Knuckle should be able to counter it each and every time. Free combo straight to the corner. The dive kick, I'm not too sure if she can handle that really well. Case in point, thank you very much, Venom. Right on cue.
Yeah, nice patience from Phenom. Willing to wait it out. See
the dive kick definitely seems problematic to me, because it feels like Aki wants to do a bunch of stuff like in the neutral at that mid range, and you just dive kick at the right moment. It sucks for her.
Do you want to know something crazy about Cammy that I've noticed in the past couple months? It's when she gets into that footsie range, she gives you that kind of false philosophy she's going to play with you, and then you jump and you've pressed your button, and a punish kind of dive kick.
Oh yeah,
almost happens almost every time.
That's one of the biggest strengths about her, in my opinion, in this game. 100%.
Yeah. It's actually crazy how people were kind of just analyzing the hitbox of the dive kick and saying that, oh, okay, it's not as good as in a certain game, for example, but just like waiting it out and seeing how the players of the character will start applying that dive kick in their game, and it just shows like it's always going to be a powerful tool.
I think it was the thing where we weren't paying attention to our aerial superiority enough, but then at the same time we were ignoring the fact that punish kind of plays a huge role in the game. I think that's what
exactly.
Oh, is that
on top of the fact that there's punish counter for an actual good reward, like there's so many moments in this game where she's left at perfect dive kick range, like after the light normals, light strings like that. That's so prevalent in this game.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, even if you have good dive kick spacing, you don't even have to do that, because 9 times out of 10 you'll get a punish counter dive kick. That was the scary part to me.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be the
in terms of like actually being able to combo off of it, you just hit that bad boy and you're good for the most part.
Wake up button there. That's gonna be the. Oh, he can do this.
Oh, this is huge.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? If this doesn't kill, I know why. But we can't tell because her health bar's purple, not yellow.
Bruh.
Yeah, still alive. It's because he didn't believe in the drive rush cancel. Scared money don't make money, but this should be it. Oh no! Oh, okay.
Nice. That was really good from me. Venom. I was gonna say Phenom.
Don't worry. Me and Rynge were mixed up for a good 2 matches when we had to do the CPT back in October. Ah, case in point. There you go.
Indeed.
It's that thing I was talking about. I'm not crazy.
It's so
the
good,
spin
man.
knuckle right through the projectile.
Yeah, I don't know if this... I've heard Broski say that Guile's probably the worst matchup, but like this one can't be that far off, to be honest with you.
Has to be in the portfolio of bad matchups.
Okay, here's the frame trap with the Nightshade. Just backs away as well. And then again in neutral, when you back away, it's like, what do? You can't throw a fireball. Are you waiting for the dive kick that may never come? Do you wait for the drive rush cancel? Like, what is it? Let's throw the delay tech there. Serpent Lash. Poisoned up.
Be careful of that dive kick if you keep sniping with that, though.
Yeah, the poison is like a very slow moving tool in this game, and obviously Cammy can just close the gap almost instantly. Kind of makes it dangerous for Aki as well.
Well, you also have to remember as well, even regardless of the dive kick, lovely drive rush, stand, media punch, it's actually a cheaper option to send your opponent to the corner than drive rush cancels. And is this not going to work? I'm not sure what that was, but I guess it worked out. Well, you lost 2 bars, but...
Yeah, that was tactical loss of 2 bars.
Well, I like this conversion. Straight to the corner here. Drops the Orchid Spring.
And then straight out of the corner as well.
Oh, okay. Now, I don't know how much time Venom has invested into Aki recently, only because of the World Championships coming up. And that will be Game 3 to Phenom, played 2-1 on the board. The Delta Red execution will close it out. If only you cut her hair instead of her neck, she might be bald, who knows.
Do you have something against her hair?
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
Oh, wow. so oddly specific.
I mean, she sliced your neck with her foot. Slice her hair like that.
This man.
Get rid of it.
You're doing less committing than Phenom did to his teammates for next SFL.
I mean... Nice throw.
That was crazy. That man said, if Capcom takes the cane away from you, Lord Venom, I'm taking away your spot on this team. That was nuts. He legitimately told him that.
You lose the cane, you lose us.
But you know he said it so, like, peacefully as well. He was looking for no problem. He just said it peacefully.
Dude, like...
That's why I called him cold. I was like, bro, you really just telling them to their face that they're going to get cut right now. Like, that's crazy.
In that moment, he had no enemies.
Now respect. All right. Drive rush cancelled to the corner. Oh, almost caught the back there.
It was just cold, hard facts.
I mean, do you know what? That's why I love Phenom, you know?
Yeah,
I'm like, Phenom, did you just say that they're going to go?
man has to go.
And then he was just like, think about it logically. Like, why wouldn't I do that? Like,
my man said that in 4K 60 frames per second. And he's like,
I gotta watch it back though.
Ooh, he's gonna do level 2 as well. Oh man, that's gonna close it out. That was clean. It's gonna be 3-1. Wow.
For some reason, I doubted the damage there because this super is just notorious.
No, do you know what? In a practical sense, I'd say 80% of scenarios you can't use it. But when it's like fully confirmed that it's going to get you the round or to burn out, it's actually not that bad. And I've seen 1 or 2 Cammy players, but their specialists utilize the air version for the juggle state. But for the most part, yeah, it's impractical. So.
Ooh, that was the short version of the dive kick. I like that. That was very, very tricky from Phenom. Landing straight next to Venom.
Backs away as well, just going to marshal him in the corner, and that was way too late for a spin knuckle there, but it's going to be huge damage here for Lord Venom. Okay.
Straight out of the corner. Ooh, nice grab as well.
That's one of the biggest issues I had when I was playing Aki actively. Say that 5 times fast. It's one of those things where you go up against a character with a throw loop and you want to slide out and you can't parry Eva because she's set towards the throws. Lovely stuff there.
It's exactly the same as Fang had in Street Fighter V.
Well, there was no parry, so he had other ways of like,
true, but the throw vulnerability.
Oh, of course.
We'll recover just in time.
Okay, 3-piece
That's
there.
confirmed from Phenom.
That was very expensive. Just to regain ground in neutral, that was extremely expensive.
Ooh, yeah, he's gonna lose his rest of the bar as well.
Sends him away.
Oh, challenge.
The extension, yeah. Ooh, nice.
Good target combo there. If it was poisoned, it would have been a lot better, but obviously you're limited to what you can do.
There.
backs away. Ooh, that looked too obvious to me, but Phenom was able to get the check. No full conversion there. Waiting for the one hit, might go into a combo for level 3.
It's so scary to try to anti-air Cammy in those situations. You can definitely see the doubt in Venom.
Well, he's got the conversion to the claws of Yarz, so he's all good. Boop. Nice.
The forehead bop.
Well, again, like I have complete faith in the people that know Aki's optimal combos, because again, one misspaced dive kick, one misspaced normal, and you're all poisoned up. Because I have said this before numerous times, Aki is super strong when you're poisoned, because the drive system becomes enhanced for her toolkit, because everything becomes better, especially for the Toxic Blossom. But even on your end, it's like you can, you know, if you miss time an anti or something, even you could lose. So.
Tip throw. I like the just the media as well, catching Phenom trying to escape.
The instant overheads.
He's been doing this a lot. Jump back medium kick. I don't know if supers can catch that.
Oh, like even if you get hit like on the landing.
Yeah, I don't know if the super can catch that. Like obviously this is not a place to experiment for it. I'll probably check it later, because he's not parrying and Phenom's not pressing a button either. So.
Ooh, the whiff into the overhead once again.
Did he get it? Yes, he did.
Ooh, I like that.
And I think he's just about alive, because it's not the CA version.
Yeah, he's alive.
Her magnum opus.
Okay, he's escaped. Drive reversal.
I like that. Uh-oh. This might be the start of something really bad.
That was clean from Phenom.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. And he's taking the rounds. Let's see what he does. He can do the whole thing. He will.
Hold up, let him cook.
There you have it. Yeah. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, it is super important to be able to identify when you can react to a DI with a counter DI, or when you need to parry. And a lot of people haven't been able to comfortably discern when they need to press a parry instead of a DI when they got low health. It's pretty difficult to do on the spot.
That has to be so demoralizing on the Aki's part.
I guess it is for anyone, because when you do a DI, you think, I got you. And then they just hit you with the parry, you're like, oh, word, like, he got it.
Yeah.
It's
especially
a window,
for a character like Aki, who has to hold her own so hard in this kind of a matchup.
Moves away.
It's such an important round, too. Is either tied up or Phenom on the set point.
There you go. Just walking, trying to get Shiggy
like
there.
The bait back and forth.
No dice. All right, here we come. Here comes the Burnout Queen. This is where she reigns supreme. Almost recovered.
Ooh, I love these sequences, though. They're strangely, like, therapeutic. Oh, they are. They have this, like, very satisfying rhythm.
I was going to say, she's definitely making a beat with the pressure.
True.
Yeah, I'm glad someone else noticed it. Nice. The great equalizer.
All right, that's big for Lord Venom, bro. Tying this up, not letting it get away from him, because the 4-2, not a spot you want to be.
Not as an Aki player, anyway. Right.
Yeah, having a comeback 3 straight to win the set, that's not a good look.
The matchup, I think, is pretty torrid anyway. But it's 3 apiece. First to 2 now, and that was a very bad start, but a very good start for Phenom. And he's still persistent with that jump back medium kick there.
I guess that's a law of the universe. For if someone has a good start, it has to be a bad start for someone else.
I mean, I guess. I thought that was common sense. All right, there you go. Gets the throw.
All right, then.
He's not biting, so that means you can just throw away. Like,
yeah, he was like, I'm going to walk out.
Yeah.
You ain't going to bite, I'll just walk back in.
That's it, literally. Well, speaking of, he tried to do work.
Nice try.
You just watch all the defensive choices at play here. That's what's interesting over time, and a perfect parry again. And
those parries have been so clean from Phenom.
I thought he was going to look to burn him out. There you go, another dive kick. Interesting.
Burn him out.
Yeah, that's smart.
How long is he going to wait to stun him, though? That's the question. He might not even have to stun him.
Loop-de-loop in the corner.
Safe jump.
Oh, he called it out. That was sick.
Oh, and unfortunately, Phenom has other ideas, and Gyro Drive Smasher will close it out and make it 4-3 to Phenom here. Venom Definitely needs to a bit more assertive. He's been a bit more assertive anyway, but I think he's a bit more disrespectful.
That's definitely one of the strengths of Phenom, though, is like he'll have something sick, like a player against him will read something sick and he just won't care. Like the next move he makes, it was not affected by the previous thing at all.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like also like just outwards, he's not a player who kind of, you know, shows emotion. Like,
yeah,
he's not really like someone who's demoralized or like staggered by that kind of thing.
Like we saw Venom do a save jump into throw, right? Because he knew that Phenom was gonna parry it, and then right after that, Phenom just woke up with a button and was right. He was like, he just doesn't care.
There we go. He tried to parry there. Phenom just went for the throw this time round. So I guess as while he's trying to find an answer for jump back, jump medium kick, I don't think he's too deterred by it because of the damage it does. And he goes back to
I also just love how unbothered he's just walking past the poison as well.
Wow, he's on set point here to get Lord Venom out of the picture. There you go up against Rikman in a few moments. Jump back, medium kick again. All right, he waited.
Oh, there you go, drive rush.
But I think it's got to say punish counter to catch the landing frames.
Yeah.
Still waiting there. Oh.
Yeah, maybe trying to snipe the dive kick a little bit now.
Yeah, probably. Well, speaking of,
so hard though.
One of the rare instances she was too far for the follow-up.
Oh, this is huge.
This is how Guy feels.
There you have it. He doesn't even need level 3. He's going to do level 1 instead to close out the first of 5. And Phenom will take it over Venom. Don't worry, Venom the Moose, you'll see him soon. Lord Phenom prevails. How about that?
Lord Phenom, bro. On the cami, too. Strong character for sure. Glad to see it. You know, I think a lot of these players are looking to expand their repertoire a little bit going into Capcom Cup. I'm very interested to see who we like get that's actually gonna main 2 or 3 characters. Like I imagine we'll see Big Bird, right? Big Bird I think is definitely gonna play the Mariza and the Rashid. Like he's one of those. But I'm interested to see how many of these players that are training up a secondary are actually gonna bust them out as something like a Capcom Cup.
You think someone like Angry Bird could also use Ken and Cammy, for example, because obviously he plays both, so totally do that. But yeah, it's very interesting in this game. You can definitely go about it 2 ways, in my opinion. Obviously, you can be like a very character, like using like one character very heavily, or you can just you know, lean on 2 or maybe even 3 characters, because obviously the mechanics of the game are very universal. So in my opinion, if you have the skill, you can definitely pull off 3 characters even.
Yeah, I agree. Because like you said, like the combo structure, like a lot of people's big damage is like homogenized, right? It's like a double drive rush type of thing. Like it's not going to be too hard to be optimal damage wise with these characters. It's just all about kind of learning the neutral. And as you mentioned, like you still got DI, you still got parry, you still got DR, all these things that are universal that are going to let you implement your strategies how you will with any of these characters. But yeah, man, I'm very interested to see how people go about playing at Capcom Cup. Obviously, this one we're gonna have Rikman and Phenom to close out the sets here. Yeah, and the Cammy is very dangerous, as you mentioned. Angry Bird's been training it up. Phenom's been training it up. It's a scary character, man.
Absolutely. But it's gonna be interesting to see if Phenom will be picking Ken or Cammy in this last set of the day.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the Ken just because I'm a Ken fanboy, but obviously, like, Cammy is a little bit less played, so I know a lot of people like seeing the character. She's also, like, my favorite female character in Street Fighter, so I'm never mad at some more Cammy. We're going to see, though.
The redesign.
Yeah, for sure. I think, like, her design usually, for me, it's pretty iconic, pretty timeless, so I like seeing it in Street Fighter 6 and the way they brought her into form with this game. But going up against Rikman's Barnett's Jury, most likely, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. I feel like both of these characters can fight pretty evenly. Obviously, like we see Spin Knuckle can get through the fireballs and whatnot. There's some things you got to be careful with, but for the most part, I think these are 2 characters that do similar things, and I want to see who's just more on point today.
Yeah. I kind of assumed that Cammy might have a better time against Jury in the neutral, but
slight, yeah.
But it's like very slight in my opinion, at least. I would love to kind of pick their brains about that.
Yeah, but already we got Phenom working the corner, and that's like the hallmark aggression from Phenom, right? That's what we really saw in the last set. And even when he gets hit, even when he gets popped in the mouth, he just has that resilience to come back out and just make a decision. A clean whiff punish right there. I mean, you got to be aware of that playing against Jury. That forward, I don't know if it's forward heavy kick or forward heavy punch, but it's one of those.
It should be forward heavy
like
punch.
you said,
Yeah.
Like you said, Rynge, Phenom definitely has that attribute where like you might be facing some kind of a problem, but like he is going to ignore that and then just kind of go with his gut feeling in a defensive situation, for example. Even so.
Alright, slowing it down here, the both of them. Now, I have said this multiple times. I do think these characters follow the same philosophy, and Cammy is way better at doing it than Jury is. I can also argue that Jury is probably better at harassing the opponent than Cammy is.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, I think Cammy, she's obviously got the better dive kick. Like, she gets to be aggressive a little bit. Jury's got Fireball DR, so there's like a little bit of a trade-off, right? But I definitely think like when it comes to nice trade combo actually. When it comes to Cammy's style of aggression, she definitely does it significantly better than Jury, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, like Jury's got the plus on block medium, Cammy's got the plus on block heavy. But I think you're more likely to throw out the stand medium punch. Crouching Fierce tells a lot about a person on defense, speaking of the devil, because you see whether they're going to delay tech or they're trying to run away. It's a very good tool to like kick things off in terms of meaty.
That was really slick.
That's one of the best answers to her dive kick, by the way. Not every character has an air throw.
But yeah, like you Jammerz said before, like I'd say that Cammy's Crouching Fierce is probably better in the corner, especially used in heavy offense, like in those meaty situations. But like I'd say that Jury's plus frames in the Crouching Medium Punch Medium Punch are a bit better universally in the mid-screen situations as well.
I think it's easier for her to get into that range and then make you guess afterwards than like Crouch Fierce is for Cammy.
Yeah.
The Crouch Fierce has the pro of taking off more drive meter if it's blocked, right? There's a little bit more drive chip.
Yes.
But it's interesting. Both of these characters, like, where one's lacking in the other, there's a strength. So I think they really did a good job making these characters kind of similar, but still different enough.
Oh, 100%.
Ooh, that was going to be a sick.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't follow that up. I was like, oh!
Still waiting it out here. And then there's the standing roundhouse there. One of the best heavy poking tools in Street Fighter 6 at the moment. And that was the well-spaced dive kick. Does it again, and it's almost as if it said punish counter.
It's actually like super impressive how well Phenom is spacing these dive kicks, as he doesn't really main Cammy. I think that's been one of the most impressive things about this Cammy.
We tried to get a little throw bait there, didn't quite work out. I like that Rikman activate Feng Shui, by the way. I've seen all the pro Jury players, they use it. That is slept on as a level 2. I remember at the start people saying it's one of the weaker ones, but I promise you what that thing does or what it's supposed to do, I think it's still a pretty good solid level 2.
Wow. The Feng Shui?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
It might, if you
I still think it gets slept on too much.
Yeah, if all the level 2s are put together, I can understand if you put it on the weaker end, but what it's doing, it's very good at what it does. Oh, that was an execution error.
I like that a lot, actually.
Dude, that could have been gone crazy.
Just held it, drive rush the other way, got the punish. His Phenom was out. Super
I do respect the fact that Rikman just held it. He was like, I'm not taking any risks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where Cammy will land.
It's not like her critical art in SF5, right? It's got a set trajectory, so you don't have to worry about where it's going to go. Same with Kimberly's level 2, actually.
Oh! Tried the combo off the juggle trade.
See, I'm telling you, man, that dive kick, when it comes out, it's almost as if punish count is destined to show up on screen.
It does, yeah. Like, it feels at least like 80% of the dive kicks landed feel like punish counter dive kicks.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I think they allowed the dive kick to be like this because you're going to parry it, and almost no one parries them. Unless it's a super, like, I have to parry this dive kick, nobody does it. Because you either already commit to your button or you're doing another answer. Speaking of.
Yes. Clean DPs from Rikman.
Nah, I love that. Seeing the parry on the light strings, I'm a big fan.
Do you know what, Rynge? I'm trying to tell more people to watch the video you did on the light specifically. Because I think that a lot of people still don't understand what's going on.
I gotta make the defensive video because, like, I see where, like, the light string meta's going. Yeah. Like, I see it. You know what I mean? And, like, we see it play out from moments like that. But, yeah, it's funny to me that this is actually one thing in the game that I feel like is not as progressing as quickly as I thought it would.
Okay. Okay. No, interesting.
Like, one of the few moments of this happening in fighting games.
I think because there's, like, There's more than like 5 layers to it. That's probably why.
Yeah, it's risky, right? Like at the end of the day, like it's still doing that and making those gambles are riskier than just blocking it out.
Yeah, I guess there's so many different things to take into account that maybe that's one of the reasons why it's not going as fast as you would expect.
Well, I mean, it's just going off what you both have said regarding it. It's people watching. I don't think they realize what Rynge was actually trying to tell them. Like, they do know the basis, but I'm like, yo, when he done that video, I can't unsee it now. I don't think a lot of people are saying that.
I mean, maybe I'll retweet that video again, give it another round. But I do want to do a second part for the defensive side, because I think that will give people the more whole picture.
Ooh, is that the round? It is. Level 1 should do it. Doesn't even need it.
Oh, that DP did a nice chunk at the end, bro.
Yo, listen, when the combo's max scaled, Cannon Spike still does the job. Like, it's still a nice combo ender. And like, lovely
nice
whip
crouch
there.
medium kick though. Damn, once again.
Okay.
Ready for those trade situations. Rikman has been on point with those.
Listen, he's main jury for quite a long time. The fact that he's actually acquired JP or give the JP acquisition to part of his arsenal has been pretty impressive without losing touch with jury. This is a single elimination like exhibition tournament. It's nothing too serious. We've got the winning team of SFL EU. They are here and we're just celebrating their win and watching them play some games. That's all it is. To the question.
We're celebrating those air throws as well. At least I am.
That was ridiculous.
I kick again.
Man, that was a really interesting point you brought up about the pairing the dive kicks, though. Because you're right. I like see it never happen. I wonder if we will eventually.
Nobody does it. Nobody does it.
Yeah.
It's like, unless
it's like
I
one of
really
those...
have to. Well,
no one does it but Dawson players because they have to sometimes just parry the others.
Yeah.
Dawson plays parry everything.
It's one of those things where you don't really want to hold your parry when you see a jump, right? And if you tap it too early, then you're gonna block the dive kick. So it's a little funky. But if you actually react to dive kick with parry, I think it's gonna work out a lot of the time.
And I think that's what they wanted, but they don't want the empty jump. They don't want the empty jump scenario happening. They really
exactly. The empty jump threat is just too scary for people to take that risk right now.
I can definitely see the aspect where Jury is kind of really good at just holding her ground and to kind of laming someone out compared to Cammy, because like those normals are just tagging Phenom right now.
He's gonna get hit with a safe jump here. Here he comes.
I love
no, it
this.
isn't. Is it a safe jump? No, it isn't. So it's what?
Straight out of the corner. Get out of it. Jail-free card.
Well, not particularly free. The when she does the dive kick on defense, that's the get out of jail free card. Still waiting is Rikman. What a whip.
What a...
Well, it said kind of hit, so...
Yeah. So I guess he tried to do something after? I don't know. That was weird. I don't know if that was like still just active frame state or what.
Probably. Because again, I'm so glad it says punish kind of, because we'll know it's like, yes, it punished something. Okay, we got that part. But we got it. Drive rush in. Interesting. And I remember Hurricane said to me that Jury does beat Cammy. He did say that. It was very interesting when we spoke about that. This was way back. I think it was before the UK CPT Online.
Right.
Hey, there we go.
Rikman, he's been so confident with that too.
Overhead. Yeah.
And that's the thing you have to tell yourself, right? Oi!
Nice.
There you have it. Yeah, that's the thing you have to tell yourself. It's my opponent will throw me right now. I'm going to do it. Like, I believe, even if they don't do it, I will believe that they will throw me right now.
And that's definitely something that not your everyday player is going to utilize that confidently.
And it's weird because you don't want to get hit by the reversal either. That's why you go for the delayed throw. The whole mind game behind it. There's a lot of very interesting mind games in the game.
Yeah.
There is, truly. That's one of the things that makes it so fun to talk about.
Oh, nice. 2 DPs back to back. Make
that we actually landed on the fireball.
That was actually tight.
That was like some desk combo.
That was mad tight.
He's trying again.
Oh, good block on the reset attempt. He was definitely dead if that was coming through.
At least Phenom's standing up. When you see the drive rush cancel, he's just standing up. You're not going to delay your load, so you're not going to do it there. So.
Oh my god, he's just so good right now, just reacting to any kind of aerial approach from Phenom.
You say that. Now I need him to reset with like delayed crouch medium kick instead of overhead.
Do you know what?
I'll
I haven't seen a single person try it. Like, just do the drive rush, wait mad late, and go low. I've never seen it.
I'll lose it.
And do you know the person who do
I'm not ready
excellent?
for that, man.
Do you know the person who do excellent at doing that? Guile. I haven't seen any Guile player do it. Guile could definitely get away with that.
We're gonna have to wait for that because they're too busy holding down back.
All right, we waking up with CA, Rikman?
Nah, never. Not there.
Just chilling.
I know he's 3 games up, but he might wait for
Just
the
hanging
stun.
around.
Okay, there, drive rush cancel, and he got him.
Nice.
Oh, he kind of gave up there, I think.
He didn't catch.
But yeah, he did because he just thought he was gonna die from the drive
he
rush combo.
thought he was gonna get comboed there. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that from Phenom right there with the drive rush cancel. He kept it a true string right, so he didn't get like reversal CA'd, walk back, just created a real tough moment for Rikman to defend.
Yeah. Dive kicks out. I'd say that's one of the beauties about Jury's dive kick though. You can input it and it goes further than like basically every other escape option. I think even Rashid's Arabian Sky High, so.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice meaty, and then the conversion straight to the corner again. Goes for the razor slice edge. That looked like it was plus.
Oh,
yeah, that was a really ambiguous setup.
To one.
And the dive kick, that's another thing we did talk about before with the dive kick. When the opponent's in burnout, hold buddy. There's a dive kick spree, dive kick frenzy.
But even then, it's not like when you'd watch Aki do her airborne string. It's like you either committed to the buttons into the quick spin knuckle and then one dive kick and then you continue. You don't really like pile on the dive kick pressure because...
Yeah, you don't. It just so happens that every dive kick is very good for you when they're in burnout.
The one time you can abuse a dive kick, I don't see it. Nice conversion. He's out of there again. A level 3 definitely could have chased that down, but he's going to level 3 now, and that should be the game.
It's all good. He's going to use it now.
Really good stuff again. The drive rush, he kept it as a true block string at first and then went low.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I like it.
Okay. Hold the phone.
Oh!
Hold on.
You actually tried that. You actually tried it, bro.
I mean, he's got nothing else to lose.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm talking about Phenom.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe Phenom tried a medium.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
How about that for daylight robbery?
Oh, my God.
I see. Let me meet him real quick. He went level 3. I gotcha.
Psych.
Wanted that chip out, bro.
Ah, it's tempting, man. It's really tempting.
Too thirsty.
Greed is good.
Jumping. Oh, do you know what's a really good answer to Jury's Fireball? It's Cammy's dive kick. If you do an instant one, 9 times out of 10 you can catch it. Like, legit.
Yeah.
That dive kick has worked really well for Rikman escaping the corner.
Oh, big damage.
Oh, mama.
Big damage. He's doing that to get his dry gauge back, and he's already get Oki from this anyway. Backs away.
I think it's also smart to use the level 1 just to kind of regain the timer and get your meter back.
God, that was cold. That was cold.
Too good.
That was ridiculous.
That was clean. And more people are getting comfortable at baiting quick spin knuckle and they're ready to see it now. I've seen a couple of characters do it. Ryu with Hashigeki, Rashid with Arabian Cyclone. Now I've seen that.
And Phenom, he did the quick spin knuckle right as Rikman got his drive meter back too, right? And when you get your drive meter back in this game, a lot of options run through your head. That was a tough situation to just call out with a normal, and he still did it. That was tremendous focus.
Yeah, when you get your meter back, you're like, oh, where do I start?
Yeah, you're like, I could drive rush, I could pair DI, all these things start running through your head. OD moves, and
So
he was just like,
many
nah, cool,
things
calm,
to do.
collected, stand medium, kid.
So I'm going to tell you guys something funny, right? So Valmaster did a video recently about his opinions on Season 1 of the game. And one of the things he said he'd like to see as a suggestion changed in Season 2 is if you recover from burnout, you should have 3 bars instead of 6.
Oh, wow.
He said you shouldn't replenish 6 again. He said it should be 3. And I was like, damn, that's a very big suggestion.
That's a massive change.
That would change a lot.
It is very, very punishing for sure.
And it's one of those changes.
Very punishing.
It's one of
like,
those
especially
changes.
if you keep the burnout duration the same length, like that's very punishing.
Dude, yeah, absolutely.
Something would have to change about that for sure. I can't remember if he mentioned that, but
one of that kind of a massive change where you can't even tell the repercussions after.
There's a lot of things you can't
It
tell
might
with
be
this game.
such a massive change. Yeah.
That's what we talked about before, right? Like you do the triple light string, you do dive kick right after. It is like the perfect spacing to catch people trying to press back with medium buttons.
Ooh. Jammerz, by the way, do you think Cammy should also cut Jury's hair?
Maybe she can. I don't know.
She probably can, but
there's a lot of questionable.
Should she?
There's a lot of questionable haircuts in the game. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like you don't mind this haircut. You did not react with the same vitriol you did earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
You
like
could
seeing
tell.
Cammy's level 3. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
Dude, he said maybe.
Maybe. All right. Was he burnt out? No, not quite.
It was such a clean job.
Oh, he burns himself out in his own volition. He did say.
Yeah, I'm going out in my own terms.
Listen, sometimes you feel better that way.
Absolutely, I do.
No, you know, all right, there you go. Gets the level 1.
I have no problems with that.
You will spend the stock to get the damage because you replenish 2 stocks in the process. You might drive rush in really soon, but Phenom might be looking to check. Axe away. I like this.
It's interesting when you're really low on the drive meter too, where people do just burn themselves out rather than like risk a parry and stuff like that. It just feels, you know, like you're more in control.
Speaking
if you
of,
do your OD move.
Yeah.
But there's the parry, indeed. Nice.
Yeah, it's a weird one because, like, there's a lot of things in this game that you lose to and you didn't do anything wrong. Like you try and watch it back and you didn't really do anything wrong. And I feel one of the things, at least when you put yourself in burnout on your own terms, it's like, okay, I lost, but I put myself in burnout because I feel I could get out of the situation.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
one of those things that you can definitely be held accountable for by yourself.
Of course. Gets the conversion, stocks up as well, and there you go. Stand meaty punch, then walks away. Interestingly enough, he got the plus frames, but he walks away after that. So a set point here for Rikman as well to close things out for today. Pressure. And that's what I mean, man. This character is so efficient when it comes to what she does and harassing you in general with those buttons.
Yeah.
Right, rush in. Is he going to build the bar? Level 3, that's it. It's like this character's combos never ends.
Super impressive.
That was wild. Like, I don't know if he just knew, if he just felt it in his bones that it was time to drive rush after getting hit by stand heavy kick. Like, there's been a couple of back-to-back stand heavy kicks from Phenom, but to just immediately drive rush after getting hit by one, knowing that the next one was gonna whiff, that was a wild in.
Do you know what?
Strong legs and strong jury.
Some guys, they are drive rushing it after they get hit, and somehow it's working. But I think they get
you're right.
A good grasp of the scenario to do that. But hey, well done to Rikman's Bond today, showcasing the jury. You will see him at the SFL World Championships there. He might bring out the JP, he might not, but hey, he's keeping the jury nice and solid there. Hey, listen, it's been great watching these guys play. We do have to chat to them a little bit more before we let them go tonight, but we are going to take a short break. When we come back, there's going to be all 7 of us in the call. We'll talk some video games. I'll try and poke the bear a little bit more with Phenom. Court case will continue or resume after this break. Give us 5 minutes and we'll be back with you shortly.
Showtime, baby!
Right now! Everyone's got a ticket for this Capcom Cup is getting a show! Right
Final game, final round! You couldn't write a better story! Get into the ring!
God, I'm low. my soul. All of my thoughts be dark like coal. Up to the party, y'all don't want smoke. Energize the body, raise up the yard. Right now, I'll take on all of you. Right now, finish goals, I want it all. Right now, secret on. Finish goals, I want it all. Show me your strength. Feet on the ground, look around.
This corner pressure is where anything will come through.
No more games. Time to get serious.
NRD taking it down convincingly against the biggest threat thus far.
You want the base? You get the base! I'm getting down. Show me the replay. Sit down and shut up! Wait a minute. Turn it up! I'm on fire. It's like creative physics. It's like I was born on the outer. Close my eyes, all I see is digits. This how I feel when you get to the commas.
That felt good, didn't it?
You know, emoji going the distance.
Time for the finale!
I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even come close to this. Wrap this up right now.
Oh, it's loud.
Meaningless
It's all day.
Hi everyone and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Team 00Nation, the champions of SFL Europe 2023. It's a special. We're giving them a nice little send-off, having a chat with them before they go and play in the World Championships. They should all be at the LCQ as well. Have you all signed up to the LCQ? Is that right?
I have.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, Phenom, you don't need to be there. I think, Phenom, you should wreck everyone's day anyway. You should just go and wrect everyone's day.
Can you do that? I actually want to see if
he can't do that. He definitely can't do that.
No,
boring.
It would have been
No
funny,
fun
but
allowed.
he can't do that. But yes, okay, Rikman, well done for winning tonight. It's good to see that the
Thank you.
jury is nice and sharp. Talk to me. Your honest opinion of jury right now. Is there still room to unlock and like make her more optimized? You think she's kind of settled down now in terms of optimization?
There's a lot of tech fiends on Twitter going through her Super 2, and I found a lot of time they find a lot of new optimizations. I don't know if the Super is that good just to use the way a lot of people do. I think in Burnout it's amazing and stuff like that, but I was trying to use it a bit more here. I don't really see the appeal of it, but other than that, no, I don't think she's gonna have like some amazing new find. In neutral, it's mainly just Super 2. And I'm not that hype on Super 2.
Okay, fair enough. Let me ask you this then. What do you think Jury's biggest weakness is as a character in the game from what you've played?
It's dealing with fireballs versus some characters. It's Chun-Li, Guile, DJ is like the main three annoying matchups. DJ for another reason, he has good punish tools and he's insane damage as an insane character. But versus especially Guile and Chun-Li, you kinda don't have a good answer versus the boom. You have to use the system mechanics really well, perfect parries and stuff.
And sometimes even that's not guaranteed to get what you want anyway, so you're kind of fighting tooth and nail, probably not even to win the scenario.
But if I say, what keeps her away from like the other top tier characters is that she has some bad matchups. A lot of top tiers don't really have bad matchups. That's like the main issue, if I had to say. That's why I picked up JP. He covers all the bad matchups pretty well.
Okay, fair. Now, before we talk about JP, everyone loves a bit of JP. You were using crouch medium punch anti against Veggie Zangief. Is there a specific reason for that? Or is you just realize that crouch medium punch is a very good anti?
It's really good versus Geef especially. And I've been playing a lot of JP right now. My DPs were not feeling in form. And now if I play versus Geef, I want to don't focus on the air as much. I want to focus on the ground as much as possible. So I use easy mode anti-airs, and he can empty jump the crouch heavy punch really easily. And the crouch medium punch is really good at stopping the empty jump.
Okay, no, that's.
I should do DPs, but as I said, after playing JP for a lot, my mental stack for DPs is a bit off.
Well, I mean, who knows who you're going to play at the final, but definitely get those DP anti-airs on point. But speaking of, you said you've been playing JP for a little while. Let me ask you this. I know it's a very simple question, but I have heard mixed opinions when I do ask people this. Has JP been fun for you in terms of learning and playing?
If he didn't win, I picked him up after we won Street Fighter League, and I probably wouldn't have picked him up because the early stages of picking up JP is kinda he feels awkward to play. He's very slow. He moves around a lot with dashes and drive rush or teleports, so it's a bit awkward to learn. But once you learn him, I found him really fun. It's really fun to lab in a way that I haven't really found with Yuri. It's like Illuminati in that way. It's just fun sitting in training mode, looking for optimization and stuff like that.
Okay, so it like the fun doesn't come immediately. It comes like later down the line, especially when you understand the game better. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I think also, when I realized it was more like, he can play defensive, he can play offensive, he can play the same style as I like with Manat, he can play both styles. You know, that's when it clicked a bit more for me.
Okay, fair.
But if it wasn't for Steve, I would have given up after the first like 2 days or so and probably not felt that enjoyed him. But after a week or so, yeah, really fun, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. Venom, what about you? Is JP fun or are you going through the notions at this point? Talk to me.
Of course he's fun. I only play fun characters.
Is that right?
You would be surprised why do I find him fun?
Indulge me. Surprise me. Go on.
In every fighting game I touch, I always play the edgy boss character. It doesn't have to be the boss character, but he has to be the evil, edgy guy.
Good reasoning.
Okay.
And they have to have a good voice actor.
Yeah. He for sure. He has the best voice actor in the game. I swear to God, both Japanese and American voice. So good.
Which one are you using?
The main fun part for me is just saying Pierce away, observe.
Do you say those words 3 times in front of the mirror while brushing your teeth before you go to bed? Do you do that?
Oh, no, but I do say them when I play the character.
Well, I mean, I think anybody says it because it's actually pretty cool. So I guess the stars aligned for you really well in this game. Because obviously I remember you spoke to me and you said you played Fang in SF5. And I think you fit the bill in regards to everything but being strong as a character, if I do say so
It's
myself.
okay.
There.
Fang was my secondary. I played Bison.
Okay. I actually wanted to ask Venom, why did you pick Aki as kind of a second character? Is it because you like Fang, or is it something else that is about Aki?
Yeah, it's literally just because I played Fang. So I thought she would be the same. But if I were to be honest, I would have preferred Fang. Maybe I'm the only one in that, but yeah.
Do you mean like character design wise or like moveset wise?
Both.
Okay.
Okay, you might not be the only one. I think I can think of one other person who might join you on that boat. But
I have a question for Rikman, actually.
Talk to him.
In regards to the jury, because we heard you talk a little bit about jury earlier, and you seem pretty high on the character and talking about her strength and whatnot. And then right now you kind of mentioned her in and out game, like her ability to succeed at both like being in your face and then kind of more of a patient play style. Is that the main reason you pick her up? Is that like, even though she can't, let's say, do it, because of what Jammerz was saying earlier, right, with her as a character, that she might not do the top tier things as good as some of the other top tier characters. Is this kind of the balance of that? Like her ability to rush down effectively and kind of play patiently that makes up for that?
Well, I stick with her because I feel she feels really good to play. Fast normals, fast move speed, fast dash. She's like really fluid. The reason I picked it up is just I was at work when Street Fighter 6 launched, the beta at least, and the first thing I heard from friends said, yeah, Judy is fucking insane. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna try her then, and I just stuck. I was like, I just picked the top tier, honestly.
Sounds like you had a fruity and riveting time with the answer you gave us as well. Great. Right. Veggie, you next. So, can you tell me Zangief's 3 best matchups?
I like to play against Ryuken and Guile.
Is this you or the character?
Well, I think Zangief is strong against Ryuken. Guile is a bit weird to say because it doesn't feel good, but it
doesn't feel bad either.
It just feels like you sometimes just win and sometimes lose. It feels like you can be kind of random in that matchup in a good way because the anti-air game for Guile isn't threatening and he has to throw booms or he will be cornered. His buttons are easy to deal with Gief. So I think with the Guile it feels like you can't play it and then suddenly you just win. So I like these 3 matchups and I like to play against Luke too, but it's definitely not a good matchup.
Well, I mean, there's your style and there's what Zangief can have to deal with. Sometimes you conflate the two and you should conflict. It should be go up to opposites, mate. Because it's like, yes, you like this character or fight this character, but Zangief might not like it, you know? He hates fires. Doesn't like him. It says it in the job description.
I actually had a question for Veggie regarding the playstyle. You said that you can be kind of random against Guile specifically, but I wanted to ask you, like, playing Gief randomly, is that something you kind of have to force yourself to do sometimes? Because we see you play and you seem so methodical and patient. So is the random aspect something that you kind of have to toggle on manually and be like, okay, now I have to actually try to throw him off as good as I can? Can you kind of talk about that?
I personally think I'm pretty good at playing random if the matchup allows it, but it's always based on risk reward. For instance, against Guile, it's you jump, you get anti-aired, you lose a little bit more life, you continue. If he sits in flash kicks, you shouldn't have jumped, so that's fine. So you just keep forcing him to stop throwing booms, and then you can easily deal with the buttons. So it's easy to be random in a matchup like that. But if you play against a character that can easily deal with your random tools, you should not play random. You have to play, in my opinion, you have to play slow and find one opening and then the next and then the third. I think, yeah. So I don't think it's hard to force myself to play around. I think the matchup needs to allow it. For instance, you can play random against, a little bit random against JP too, at times. You can play slow, but then also a little bit random at times against JP. So it doesn't feel hard to be random because there's tools that allow for it, and the risk reward isn't that bad on your randomness. I think I play most matches based on how I see the risk reward, and if the risk reward is good on random, it's good to go random.
So jury, you don't think the risk reward is good?
No, the problem.
I was gonna say because we didn't see you do nothing random in that match.
No, the thing is, like with jury, it's that if you put me against most juries, they will just whiff something. They will do the fireball. You will do the forward heavy kick. It's fine, right?
Yeah.
But when you play against another player who understands how buttons interact, you actually, in my opinion, you are then not really allowed to press much because of a crouching medium punch. The buffer on the crouching medium punch makes it so that you're not allowed to use your control buttons. So at the same time, she can't just walk in because of standing heavy punch. So it becomes, in my opinion, a very stale match. And that is what I feel is the problem with Zangief, is that so many matchups, his control buttons, you can safely from a distance on a non-whiff punishable button just buffer, and it will land. So you're not really allowed to press in a matchup where you're supposed to kind of be the big dog that walks the opponent down. And when the other player understands how their buttons interact with your buttons, you're just left not really pressing anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when I was watching your set with Rikman, it felt like, you're usually very strong at footsies in my opinion, and you're really good at utilizing them with Geef. But Rikman never whiffed anything. That was like the first thing I brought up was like, this dude's just not whiffing anything. There was no moments for you to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I think the only normal I feel like confident within the matchup is crouch medium punch. Got insane hitbox, hurtbox distribution, and also
right there it was.
It's like because with Ken, you can press a lot. So Ken really struggles to find the opening. When he finds it, of course, you don't have defense, which is fine. But with Jury, you because of the crouching medium punch, you're not allowed to like bully with buttons the same way. And then she has the range and walk. She has range 2 on her heavies, and she has the walk speed advantage. That's why I become very passive in this matchup. But if the Jury is not strong like he's strong, it's not a problem. So it might also just be a player thing. Who knows? Maybe it's just a better player thing.
Hey, man.
But a lot of juries, they will walk up with a super whiff punishable button many times in a round, and then will obviously die for it.
Yeah, it's a man. Can't play footsies if the guy don't whiff anything. It's a big brain movement right there.
Yeah, unless you then have a button that forces them to act, which you do against a character like Ryu, against Ken, a little bit against Luke. It's a bit tricky with the medium punch. As long as you can walk up and press something on block, and then they have to deal with it, then they will be forced to press, even if they have a walk speed advantage or whatever.
All right, Phenom, you've been patient.
Yo.
Right.
What's up?
Here's my first question. Why haven't you played Chun-Li yet?
Yet?
Yet, Phenom. I know you're going to play Chun-Li down the line. Don't lie to me.
I think there is a good chance in season 2, because I think in season 2, I think Chun-Li, Guile, Cammy, I predict they will be probably not that nerfed. So I'm gonna try Akuma first.
Okay.
And then if for some reason I didn't like Akuma, then I would probably play one of these 3 characters.
Okay. Thank you for telling me your main next season. Thank you.
No problem.
You know what? It's because the reason I ask is because it leads on to my follow-up question is you went with Ken instead of Luke. Did you think Ken was stronger than Luke at the start of the game?
Yeah, I was fooled just like everyone else who put Ken in top 3 or top 1 in the first month of the game or whatever it was.
And when did you realize you're like maybe it's the other guy that's better? Maybe I should spread the word. When did you realize that?
It was around October, I think, and it was around October, and I was watching, I believe, Street Fighter League US. I think it was the first week, and I think that was a match I watched there, and I was watching what the Luke was doing, and I was like, no, this character is broken. That was when it hit me.
You just had the epiphany and said, yeah, it's Luke. It's not Ken, it's Luke. It's this guy.
It's funny because
that was also when it hit me that how hard that matchup actually is for Ken. the Luke matchup.
I'm starting to understand a little bit better off of my own research why Luke beats Ken in that matchup. I will not agree with you yet until I've confirmed something.
No, he 100% beats Ken.
No, okay. Here's the thing.
You can even ask the Luke players; they won't even. They won't even pretend he doesn't.
No, listen. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I like to do, not many people do this. Sometimes they take a player's word for gospel and they don't look themselves. I'm not disagreeing with you. I need to look, and it needs to come in my head for I go, okay, Phenom was right. I don't want to just see a tweet and go, Phenom said this, because if Phenom said to jump off a cliff, I'm not jumping. I need to find out myself, right?
Yeah, the lab's tests are still incomplete.
So
let me just ask you this, Jammerz. When have I ever lied or been wrong? Just think about it. Just think about it.
Rynge, ask your question. We're gonna go down the well if we ask this.
Let me ask my question to Phenom real quick, bro. So let's say, just hypothetically here, Ken doesn't get changed in this patch, but neither do those three characters you mentioned, Guile, Cammy, and whoever else was.
Yeah.
Would you pick one of those three characters over Ken in season 2, even if Ken doesn't change either?
Then especially Chan and Cammy, yes. I think they would then be above Ken, but I will still keep Ken as a secondary for sure. If Ken is still very good, I would still use it. Like I wouldn't throw him away, but I would definitely probably not main him.
Dude,
I don't know.
I've seen you ditch characters as if you ditch money. Don't even. You would throw Ken away easily if there was somebody who done exactly what he did but better.
Yeah.
I mean,
of course. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're telling me what I already know.
But you know
why wouldn't I?
I don't know. You haven't done it now.
I like your mindset, Phenom.
Now it's like this is like the game came out in June, right?
Yes.
And I started realizing this in like October, and it's just
too late at that point.
Even to this day, I'm still learning the game. I feel like I'm still learning every day new things about this game. So I just thought to myself, let me just stick it out with Ken this whole season, and hopefully, I don't know when the next season will start, but hopefully a little bit earlier, so then we get more time to pick and choose our characters.
No, that's definitely respectable.
Yeah, I like that reasoning because we don't know what we don't know, right? So, like, I respecting the time and the commitment already put in because who knows what's going to develop.
I think, just going off your other point as well, Phenom, I think with this game, I think having, like, epiphanies and realizations in this game is probably a little bit more enjoyable than it was in SF5, just because of how the drive system works, what characters are doing, and how players are playing characters in the drive system. It could be even something, like, very, very small. It's like, hold on. I've just had this realization about this move or this character or this thing, and it's like, okay, it does make a big deal in the long run. The other thing I wanted to ask you was, when you went to Japan, what was the biggest thing you took away from that? Was it their understanding of the game? Is the West slow? Do you not like parry because how they use it? Talk to me.
I think in Japan, I think the thing about Japan is that when you're in Japan, it also includes almost all of Asia because you can play online against.
That's right. Yes, you can play
against everyone.
Okay. Yes, you're
so
right.
You can play online against Korea. You can play online against China, etc. And I think it was just like so many. There's just so many good players there, and I think it's the best type of practice is adapting to a lot of different play styles. Because in this game, you have with the drive system with the parries and the drive rush, and there's a lot of people play pretty differently.
Yeah.
So, like for example, in Europe, you'll only have 3 Luke players that can give you good practice at like the highest level, while in Japan maybe there's 10. And then you get to get a lot of different looks there of the same character compared to maybe in Europe or in NA, right? So I think that's kind of the biggest benefit of practicing there is that you get a lot of more variety.
You get a different
at the highest
perspective and
level.
the scope's bigger? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you get a lot more variety at the highest level. Like, everyone does something good, but differently, if that makes sense.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I definitely see what you mean. Okay.
Yes.
Do you feel that... would you encourage more pro players to go to Japan at some point to go and play the game? I know you're invited out there for the FAV Cup, but would you encourage more people to say, hey, maybe you should go to Japan for about a week or two and get some games in with the guys, just to see how much you know about the game, what their genuine meta is, and see what you can take and adopt and bring it back home?
There's one thing. I actually do think that. I think it's good to go there to practice against them and broaden your understanding of the game. I think they are definitely the strongest region in the world.
Okay.
I think they have the most amount of high level players, and but it's also like you also learn how they play and their style, and there's also the thing like when you go there and you practice, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can use what you've practiced in your own region, because in your own region they might play completely different.
Sorry,
that's a great point. I never thought about that. That's a great point.
If you try to adopt some of those things, you might just end up losing a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
In your own region.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So you need to separate these things, but it's good to go there to get the experience, just to like be like, oh, this is how they play, and then you remember that for the future, for
future reference.
Whenever, future reference if you play them at some point or whatever, right?
Okay.
Or you can steal something and implement it into your style or whatnot, right? Like,
a
lot of benefits.
So I actually wanted to ask you, Phenom, do you have this kind of experience firsthand where you went to Asia and played against the players there, and you might have learned like a specific thing about a certain matchup, and then you came back here and you tried to apply that? Do you have like any first-hand stories about that?
I mean, I really don't want to say like specific stuff, but yeah, like there's just it's just some things that like you need to take into account over there. You don't need to hear, and then maybe it's just like if you think that it's two different regions that think differently, right? So you need to adjust. You need to adjust your mindset.
Yes.
Yeah. To like how they think. And
I love how you're trying to say this as nice as possible, but you're struggling so bad. That's kind of listen. What he's trying to say for people at home is what he learned in Japan most likely only works in Japan. It doesn't quite work out in Europe. We are a strange bunch. One or two things can work, but we're a strange bunch. So you just got to know who's going to work against and who it isn't.
I love it.
It's still worth it to go there, I think, to, like I said, broaden your understanding of the game, because you'll learn things there, and you learn things there about matchups or characters or just the game in general that you don't have access to in whether it's Europe or NA, just because they are the strongest region and they have way more players at high level than us.
Yeah,
so this is like it's always worth it to go there.
The pool density is a lot bigger than everywhere else, I imagine. So
it's really cool to hear that story, though, just because it's like that's an intermediate tale with fighting game players too, right? Like when people are just starting to get good, like a lot of the time they struggle against the lower level players because they just don't have that mindset. They're thinking that they're gonna do all this optimal stuff, and then they just don't, and they die. So it's funny that it's just like something that permeates like every level of fighting games.
Absolutely.
I can give an easy example. Like this is the most basic example, right? And this is something that's, for example, in Europe, it's not for every player in Europe. There's a bunch of good players in Europe, but in Europe, mostly, if I play someone, I can wait for them, and they will whiff something, and then I will just, they will just kill themselves, if you know what. Like so, this is like a very common scenario here. Like they might. Like we might play in the footsies, and eventually they'll misspace something, or eventually they'll overextend. And this is one example. Like there's a bunch of things, but this is the one example that was pretty hard to do in Japan, for example. It was very hard to make people overextend. Like they would very rarely overextend, and then it becomes a totally different game.
Yeah.
That alone changes the way you have to think, because in Europe against those type of players, you just need to wait for them. It's so simple, right? You just need to wait for them, and then the win they will like give you the win almost.
It sounds.
Veggie said that about other jury players, right? Like Veggie was like, I just gotta wait for the jury player to walk up and whiff a really punishable button, but against the good players, that doesn't happen.
It almost sounds like Japan are very disciplined despite all the options in the game, whereas other regions, well, the first chance they get to use the tool, they'll use it, even if there are big repercussions. That's what it sounds like.
It's not like Japan is like super safe or anything like that. It's like they'll drive rush at you, they'll random perfect parry and all that, but it's like they're very good at basically basically just not overextending and not making big mistakes consistently.
Here's the thing, because I remember I spoke to a friend about this when it came to another fighting game. He said the Japanese players, when they're playing that game, they had the mindset of, it's not that I don't want to win, it's that I don't want to make a mistake. That's it. They're two different things. They'll build on not making a mistake to win, but they're not like a lot of players just like, I want to win, like with a hook or by crook. They are just like, I don't make a mistake. Like that's it. They'll have to pick and choose when they do it. So, no, it's very interesting that you bring that up. So I love that discussion. Right.
I think you really posted really well, or formulated it really well there. There's a difference between just wanting to win and
not making a mistake.
Yeah. Because which will then lead to consistent wins.
They are two different things. It is insane. Yeah. But right, Lord Venom, I wanna say something to you again. So overall, your experience, because is Street Fighter League the biggest thing you've been a part of, Lord Venom, in terms of fighting games?
Yes.
How was that for you overall?
I mean, I did not expect myself to go that far. So, yeah, that's how I can...
I think you earned the most points out of everyone there.
Phenom he was second place, right? So I
know Phenom and Venom were top two. I can't remember. One of you got more points than the other, but like both of you.
I think Venom had 5 more points than me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. Did you enjoy being part of the team and the overall experience there, and like just soaking in all the competition, Venom?
Yeah, of course. I was glad I met Phenom, because I actually know him from Street Fighter 5. I don't think if he remembers me. I think I had to remind him. but yeah, I didn't expect to meet him and be with him in a team. So for me, it was something I never expected to happen.
Okay, no, that's good to hear. Right. We are running out of time, so I want to hit everyone with this question here, and I'll start with Lord Venom since we just asked him. Venom, if you could change one thing about Street Fighter 6, what would it be? No, don't give me a laundry list, just what one thing.
Okay. Perfect pair.
Why?
Because it's kind of random. Like, you can do it in block strings, and then it can work out. And you could be the one winning neutral, and the guy just gets a perfect parry and side switches, and you basically won neutral, but he did the random thing, and you lost the whole thing. You earned the corner, but you lost it.
Don't worry, I understand that. I think everybody understands that. Remember, I always say this in the game, the combos in this game have amazing screen carry, but you done half the work for the opponent, and they're going to thank you for that. When they land that perfect parry. Would you add more recovery? Reduce the damage scaling? What would it be?
I'd just remove it from normals. It should just work on maybe specific normals, like let's say...
okay, wait, you're saying the slowdown should only happen against specific things?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if they should just remove the slowdown altogether.
Someone has said that before. I
don't agree with... I don't agree with that, because then it would just be an option select.
I think that's fine-ish. I don't know.
There's an argument for and against because this game's a Jenga. It's a Jenga piece. If you remove the wrong piece, then the game's like basically.
I think if it just worked on specials, it would be fine because you'd have to perfect parry the specials, fireballs, headbutts.
and then that will go back to something that me and Rynge mentioned before about Cammy's dive kick. You might actually see Cammy's dive kick parry for a change. I don't know. That's a tricky one. I'm not going to argue against that. I'd actually need to see that being played out, to be honest, but that's an interesting one. Rikman, what about you? You could change one thing about Street Fighter 6. What would it be?
As someone who loves Street Fighter 5, and one thing I think they really did well was get away with throw loops. I don't think they should do like Street Fighter 5 where they get rid of every throw loop in the corner, but they are giving away like 90% of the cast as a throw loop, and I think that's a bit too much, especially considering how many of the characters with amazing corner carry also gets a throw loop and with really good corner pressure like Luke, Yuri, Ken,
Rashid,
of course. So I think a lot of characters, they should be a lot more careful about giving characters throw loops. Like Geese should probably have his throw loop. Maybe all the grapplers except Lily should have a throw loop. Probably some other characters as well, but I think they're giving away throw loops way too liberally in the game.
They're being very charitable throw loops, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Hey, here, have a throw loop just for the sake of it?
Everyone gets a throw loop.
Can I add a comment to this?
Please, go for it. You've been dying to say something.
Yeah, about throw loops. They would actually be fine. Actually, Phenom mentioned this. They would actually be fine if backdashes always worked. If you could always backdash into back throw, then throw loops would be fine.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a bit meaty throw and just safe versus backdash. I feel that's a bit awkward when backdash is meant to be the punish.
Yeah, I don't think that should be possible. Like, it should always work. Backdash into back throw. It would give it a risk, so you can't just be Phenom and throw loop Kakuru and DCQ and me and post it on Twitter.
Yeah, Phenom thought he fooled everyone with that. I could have died because I landed 8 throws. Is that okay?
He sure could have.
No. Anyway, Veggie, what about you? There's one thing you could change about the game. What would it be?
I would make raw drive rush in neutral not something you can do. Like, you can do it, but you will get punished easily.
So, would you put the character in like a punish counter state, or?
No, because the goal behind the thing with drivers is supposed to be, do you want to have OK here or not? If you want to have OK, do the driver. So it would be too much if you then get punish countered for you going for a throw when you should have gone for a button. I think you should increase the slowdown significantly and then add a huge hurt box in front of the characters so that whatever you press, you just stop them.
Okay, that's what I was picturing when you kind of mentioned it, and I was like, so you're just saying to make raw drive rush really bad? And I was trying to figure out how to do that. I mean, yeah, that is a way to do it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you basically want it to be like exclusively for Oki. Like you get a knockdown, and then you could drive rush behind it, and then make them guess.
Yeah, exactly. So it's for whenever if you earn a button into drive rush, I think that's fine. It adds for a reason to actually poke on block. I think it's good. But if you just do it raw in neutral, you should be very lucky if that works. So yeah, my opinion.
No, that's fine. I don't know how that would affect juggle combos, because that would affect them in a certain way. You'd have
the way I think of it, it shouldn't change anything except
outside of just doing it on the ground. Okay.
Yeah, because the startup would be the same. It's just that the slow down would be significantly longer.
Yeah, no, the hurt box, an extended hurt box in the front of the character. That makes so much sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that would be very good, I think. Because it's the only thing that I can get. I don't get annoyed by perfect parry or things like that. The only thing that can get to me sometimes is raw drive rush, I think.
DJ, gotcha. All right. So, Phenom, if you could change one thing about the game, what would it be?
I think nerf perfect parry and buff blocking. That's what I.
Hang on.
That's a good way to put it.
We've got to word this another way. Do you mean adjust how much drive gauge you lose from blocking?
Maybe we shouldn't lose.
Yeah, I think in a dream world, I think only special moves should do drive chip, because that's always been the logic in the older Street Fighters, where you take chip damage from like blocking a fireball or whatever. I think it should be similar in this game where if you want to chip someone's drive gauge down, you do it with specials, but you can block normals and not lose on the drive gauge. However, then some characters probably won't be able to chip your gauge while others can.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would work. But an alternative measure would be then to nerf drive damage taken by blocking.
Yeah.
I think you can still maybe do the drive chip, but less than now. But and also with perfect parry, I believe it should be more risky to do. I think it's a bit like too low risk.
Yeah.
Low risk, high reward at the moment. So I would like to see it have more risk. There's a number of ways you can go by that. Like one of the things is that when you do the less no animation thing, it's not a real nerf because you can, I think, just OS after, right? You can just parry and then OS button or something.
I think so.
Yeah, so
I think so.
It would be more not like a little bit more execution, but it wouldn't, like, the best players would just keep OSing after that anyway, so it wouldn't change that much of its strength. But I think if you can nerf it by adding more risk to it, by either you take more drive gauge, like instead of losing 1 bar after getting punish counter throw, you can lose 2 bars. Or you can lose maybe 1.5 bar, whatever. Or you can spend more drive gauge when you go for the parry. So instead of spending half a bar, you spend 1 bar. Or if you want to go to the extreme, you can just make it punishable. So if they whiff parry, you can just hit them, punish counter, and then and get a full punish. I like the last part more. I know it might sound like too much, but personally, I want when someone hits that parry button that they're betting their life on it.
They understand that.
I want them to. I want them. It's like a DP.
Yeah.
You're betting your life on it.
No,
that's what I want.
I understand. One thing I have said in the past before, because I've seen a few players talk about the drive gauge damage on block might need adjusting, is I think the drive gauge damage needs to be done in unison. So what I mean by that is I'll use a punish counter, for example. So if you hit someone with a heavy, it should take away 1 stock. Like, every heavy should do that. If you hit with a medium, it should be half a stock. And if it's a light, it should be like maybe like a quarter. Something like that. Obviously, that's just an example. I don't know if it would actually work in the long run. But some things need to be in unison because there's characters there, they take off way more drive gauge chip damage than others. And it's easier to pull off. Some guys have to spend their whole drive gauge bar to take off 1 of yours. It's insane sometimes. But it's very difficult to make. In theory, some of these things actually work pretty well. But then when you look at 1 or 2 characters, it's like, oh, okay, this guy might be super strong, or this person becomes super weak. Because when people said, oh, raw driver should be 2 bars, it's like, well, now you've just killed Zangief. Like, he's non-existent at this point.
Yeah.
If that was the case, like, he just becomes non-existent. Right? And if you increase...
Oh,
go on.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's hard to balance. It's hard to balance this around the cast because because it might affect some characters more than others. But I feel like that's kind of unavoidable anyway.
Always.
Like no matter what you do, someone will feel it more negative. Like some characters will feel it more negatively than other characters. But for me, I think it's about making what's best for the game overall, in my opinion. And I think making perfect parry more risky.
Yeah.
I want it to be. If I want to categorize it, I want to make it. I want it to be high risk. That's what I want. So if it's like now it's low risk, and then it could go from low risk to mid risk, but I want it to be high risk. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
And for drive rush as well, I think it's very drive rush is very simple. I think to change. It's like what Veggie said. You just expand the hurt box on the drive rush, and this is literally the only thing you need to do. You can, if you want, you can add punish counter. It doesn't, might make it more punishable or whatnot. But I think the hurt box thing is more important because some drive rushes are just either impossible or extremely hard to stop at the moment.
Yeah, man, a
But,
certain character at Weekend at Bernie's is very difficult to deal with at the moment, you know? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but if they expand the hurt box on that, then if you're ready, you can punish it. And if not, it's still fast enough and that it's still useful, right? It's not like it's gonna be useless. You can still condition people to not look for your dry brush. So I think it's a good change.
I mean, only time will tell. We got a Capcom Cup to happen in SFL World Championships, and then we got to enjoy X and Akuma before anything really happens. But no, listen, we just got to keep learning about the game, and heck, maybe the meta will change overnight once again. Because one thing I'll give you players credit for is you've been changing the meta almost every week, and there's been something new that's actually been pretty significant over time. But yes, boys, we are just about out of time. I mean, I could chat to you guys about the game all night, to be honest, but I don't want to keep you guys up for much longer than it is, because I know it's like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning for some of you. Rynge is 4 in the afternoon. Lucky him. But yes, all right. So, Richard, can we get their socials on the screen if we do have them? Because I want everyone to follow these fine gentlemen. I know where they can find them. Okay, so the production team are doing so good at their job that they don't have them. Brilliant. All right, so we do have this. Once again, congratulations to Team 00Nation for winning SFL 2023. Looking forward to seeing you guys and calling the action over you guys as well. They're not going to reveal their plans. They're not going to ask to reveal their plans. I'll talk to them in person when we're at the Cup, and I'm pretty sure they are ready and prepping to go there. All right, gentlemen, final words from you guys. Podium Zord. Lord Venom, any last words you want to say?
JP is not top 1.
Is that it?
Yes.
Not even go follow me on my channel and watch my weird ass tier list? No?
I'm a med student. I don't think I care too much about followers.
Damn.
Sigma mindset.
I know, it's crazy. You like Lord Venom, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, but you are unironically funny. Trust me, you are. I don't think you realize it yet. I think you'll realize it in a few years' time, but you are funny. Trust me. Rikman, what about you? Any last words you want to say?
You know, I hope you do your food reviews in LA. Because I still use the fucking Japanese spaghetti water. That quote lives with me still. That is just one of the best quotes I've ever heard.
Actually, do you know what? I've got a serious question now that I think about it. Rikman, how are you getting to the tournament, by the way?
Well, we'll have to see. The thing is, walking made sense last time. I don't know if it makes sense this time, so
it's not.
We will see.
Never give up on your walking dreams.
I want to point out, what if something happens to me when I walk through LA? My team is going to be worried. I can't have that happen.
Did you not think about this last time?
Nah, it was fine. It was me and my brother. We're 2 people. Nothing's going to happen.
He didn't have a team.
Hey, who cares if anything happens?
I mean, listen, I'll know you took a nice long stroll. If Digzerto make another article about you, you probably made them more money than they needed to at that point with that story. But yeah,
just wear neutral colors if you plan to land in LA.
Please, wear neutral colors.
So no red, no blue, or what was it?
Yes.
And you'll probably make it to the venue.
Okay,
keep that in mind.
We might make it down the road. Let's. Right.
Neutral colors.
Veggie, what about you? Any last words?
As a man of too many words, I don't have that many words right now. I'd say give Zangief a button he can press in neutral. That would be nice. Thank you.
I think he can. Can he not?
Do you want the essay or?
You do. Right.
Do you want another essay or
whatever? Listen, I'll talk to him another time. All right, Phenom. The propagator of Ken's not top 5. What's your next interview gonna be? Is it gonna be something preposterous at the Cup, or have we farmed enough engagement out of Twitter? What's next for you?
I think I will probably try to interview whoever is available in the Capcom Cup. I think a lot of players are coming for LCQ, so I'm gonna try to interview them. But I don't know if people are still interested in the interviews. I'll do it. I don't know. Maybe
you damn well know they're still interested.
Maybe they got bored of it. I keep getting called a propagandist on Twitter, and every time I say anything about the game, it's propaganda now. It's not even about Ken anymore. It's just, I might say the sky is blue, and then people will say it's propaganda. So, maybe not. You know, we don't know.
If I were you, I'd run with it. People want something to. People want something to talk about or complain at, and if you're going to be the fulcrum of that, I think you should run with it. I think you should come up with the most preposterous thing and say Ken's crouch media kick should be 4 frames because it's too slow as it is. If you want everyone to jump on your back.
Don't give him ideas, please.
I don't need to. I think you've got plenty of ideas from Japan. There you have it.
Do you have a first planned food stop in LA, Phenom?
A first planned food stop? Like the moment I land, right?
Yeah. Or not even the moment you land, but like the
Day
first place
after.
you try to hit that you're like, I'm gonna drop a review on this bad boy.
Like, I don't know about the review, but I know that one of my favorite places in America to eat is Cheesecake Factory. I don't know if I can go there because it's always like usually far away from where I'm staying, but I always like to eat at the Cheesecake Factory. Like that's like I always give banger reviews to Cheesecake Factory.
This isn't confirmed, but
I don't know if you've annoyed Rynge.
This isn't confirmed, but there might be some Venom cooking.
What?
Yeah, that's true. We might have Venom cook us some meals. I may or may not review it.
Yeah.
If it's good, I might review it. If it's not, I'm gonna spare Venom the recipe.
Interesting. You might have to,
I'm sure it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
You might have to save some for
I'm
me.
sure.
You might have to save some for me. Just put some extra glucose in there. It might jolt up there. All right, gentlemen, we are just about out of time here. So when you guys are ready, you can leave the Discord call because we do have a show to close out here.
Can I just say one thing?
What do you
I
want,
want to say that
Phenom?
to all the Americans watching, you are so lucky you have Cheesecake Factory. I wish I had Cheesecake Factory in Norway. Every day I think about, man, I would love some Cheesecake Factory right now, and then I forget I live in Norway. When there's
What do you get from Cheesecake Factory that makes you go this hell?
Cheesecake.
Everything. No, not even the cheesecake. The cheesecake is unironically not even good. It's the food that's really good. The cheesecake is like it's not even their best thing, in my opinion. I think is all the foods they have like thousands and thousands of choices, and they're all
The menu is gigantic. Yes.
Yeah, it's
so good.
I love reading it. Even I take my time ordering. I love reading every single meal,
bro.
I
love reading the Cheesecake Factory menu. I can't do this anymore.
I really wish you were this passionate about Ken's strengths. I really wish you were like. I think you're directing your positivity in the wrong direction. It's food. I get it. I literally. Do you know what it is, Rynge? I literally think it's because he doesn't live in America. It's one of those things where people,
for sure. Yeah,
people love
like
London
he
because they
said.
don't live in London. One of those things.
Grass is greener on the other side.
If I lived in America, I would definitely try every single food item in the Cheesecake Factory menu. I would get through that whole book. Don't worry.
One day I dream of having the budget to do videos like that, where I can get Phenom and have him try everything on the Cheesecake Factory menu.
Yeah, it might take like 3 months, like literally 3 months every day, but we'll do it.
You would visit there so much they'd have to hire you. It wouldn't even.
Yeah.
But Rynge, if we were to try something you think we might not have tried at the Cheesecake Factory, which item would you tell us to try now, and or Phenom will review it?
Sugar Factory.
Yeah, so this is going to be troubling news for Phenom to hear, but I don't have a lot of experience at the Cheesecake Factory, despite it being readily available to me. So I don't feel confident in giving you a suggestion.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
How
sorry.
about you
Maybe we should
go
all go
and look
together.
at- No.
You know,
Here's what you can do.
maybe I'll give it a shot again.
Here's what you can do. Since you like to read the menu online, why don't you go on Google reviews and go and watch what other people have said? Or use your platform and ask people what they think of the Cheesecake Factory. See what you get. That could work.
That's a good one.
I don't know.
Talking to me or talking to Rynge?
I'm talking directly at you, Phenom. You're the only person who's been talking about the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. I mean, I can do that, but I don't trust people's opinions because everyone, people are always talking shit about Cheesecake Factory, and I just think I just think they're taking it for granted. I just think they don't know what they have.
All right.
I like that.
Okay.
Hopefully not, but one day Cheesecake Factory might be gone.
Okay,
and then
right.
you will all miss it.
Right, and I want that to be your very last words of tonight. One day the Cheesecake Factory will be gone. All right, gentlemen, when you are ready, I could talk about this all day, but I'm trying not to laugh until 3 a.m. Right? One day we'll sort that out. Just put that in a tweet. Write that on a sticky note somewhere, Phenom. We can do that. But yes, gentlemen, when you are ready, you can leave the Discord call so we can close out the show. And Phenom, please think about your opinions on the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for today.
Thank you guys.
See you again soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh man,
that talking face took a hard left.
Ooh.
That I was not expecting that. Listen, this is why you can't hate Phenom. You can't hate Lord Venom either. They have these great, and you can't hate Rikman. You can't hate any of them. They're all strange in their own ways. You gotta love
It
them.
was a roller coaster of emotions.
Dude, the moment he said the Cheesecake Factory, I was like, bro, what the hell have you been eating at the Cheesecake Factory? They want you to fly back?
What messed me up was that I thought Veggie was going to be like, oh, what did you recommend that you think we'd like outside of Cheesecake Factory? And then he was like, nah, what's on the menu that we
Do you know what? I promise you, Rynge, you've learned that today, and you've learned something about the pair of them now. So it's like, if one of them says something, the other one says, oh, but just as an extra question, is like, oh, he's talking about within it, not outside.
Yeah.
He's giving man, you gotta love these people, honestly. It's been brilliant. Obviously, we had a very extended conversation there, but we can go into depth with making sure we wish them luck at the SL Championships. But again, Olvaha, Rynge, thank you so much for your time as well. Rynge, you are doing the most important thing this Wednesday. What is it?
I am. I'll be on Capcom Fighters at 4 p.m. Pacific time to draw the groups that the group stages are going to be assigned. The players for the group stages and how it's all going to be broken down. Me and Rob TV are going to be drawing the names. Look, Rob already OS'd out. He doesn't want any of the blame. I'm okay with playing the bad guy. Bring the tweets my way. I need the engagements anyway. Hit my Twitter.
I need the instigation.
Blame me for putting Mena RD and Angry Bird up round 1. Blame me for all the bad stuff. Just go ahead. I'm ready for it.
He threw you under the bus.
Your fate is sealed.
Immediately. He said yes.
He was like, don't blame me.
Here it is.
Right there.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at Rob TV. He's too busy listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers to care about this group stage.
You know what it is? And I promise you, they did consider your Valentine's Day if you're in certain parts of the world. But if you've got a little bit of time to move away from your spouse or your partner, come and watch the draw. It's fun. I think they should make this a thing in general. It's actually really fun to watch the group stages and watch
It
groups
is for sure.
just be assigned together. But I don't know what's going to happen. I remember last year, what did they do? People from the same region were not in the same group. There was another caveat to it as well. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it's going to change or whatnot, but they're going to try and make it as fair as possible. So looking forward to that. Remember, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. The two hosts, Rynge and Rob TV, will be there. And like we said, give Rynge the engagement if something goes south. That's what they're going to do.
I know who I'm missing.
Or praise me if the groups are great. That Rob has removed himself from any result, so I get the praise or the blame.
You got to put your hand in the jar. That's the person.
I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
He's got to
I
psych
like that.
himself
High
up a whole
stakes
day.
50-50.
But yes, do not forget as well, once the season is over, there's still going to be some competition. Red Bull Kumite, New York, that's going to be happening. They have been announcing players. Idom, Big Bird, Angry Bird, Mena RD, Gachikan, Chris Wong, Valmaster, Broski, plenty more names on the way. There are qualifiers that are happening as well. I think there's been a little bit of confusion with the qualification process, but there will be 14 players that are invited into the cage. One person from the LCQ, which will happen the day before, I presume, and there will be one winner from a 8-man invitational. Because the 8-man invitational... talk to me. Sorry, go on.
The qualifiers that are going on right now, like at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere that we saw just happen, all those are to get to the LCQ, right?
So there is 2 tournaments that are separate. So there's going to be a 256-man bracket, I think it is, the LCQ, the normal way they do it. And there's an 8-man bracket to get into the LCQ. So there's 4 online US tournaments. The 4 winners there go to New York, but that's for the 8-man bracket. And there's going to be 4 international qualifiers. So one from the UK, one from Italy, one from France. I can't remember where the other one is. And that's going to comprise of 8 players, which from those 8 players, the winner gets put into the cage.
Okay, so Rain Pro qualified for that.
Yes, Rain Pro qualified for another qualifier.
Gotcha. Okay, that's because that's how they did it for South Africa. So
yes, it's been a little bit confusing how it looks, and obviously when you hear secondhand information, it's like, wait, what's going on here? Why are they not just in the games? That's what happens.
Yeah, I get you now.
This is what will be happening here. Just keep an eye out for it, but they will be announcing more players. Of course, you'll see some of these players at the Cup as well. Looking forward to it. Other than that, I think that's all the announcements here.
Hey, that could be the first tournament on new patch too. We don't know, but it could be.
Look, all I'm gonna say is, by common sense, this is just my opinion. Ed comes out in February. Akuma's not coming out 3 weeks later. That doesn't make no sense.
Agreed.
That doesn't make no sense. I don't think it's a good idea for them to. Well, this is me personally. I don't think it's.
Oh, so you don't think the patch is gonna hit till Akuma?
Yeah, like that's just me. I don't think it. I think you gotta let the characters come out first, then change it.
Gotcha.
Let them cook first.
That's just me. That's me personally. But if they release Ed and then go a month later, hey, here's season 2, and we'll release Akuma afterwards, that means hold on, you've balanced the game before all the DLC 1 characters have come out. To me, that doesn't make any sense. But that's just me. But yes, hey, let me just know as well. There's gonna be bracket reset, the meetup number 2. We had one back in January. We had a very good time there. Lots of people, lots of new casuals, lots of new faces showed up as well. And we're going to be doing another one Sunday, the 3rd of March. It will be in the same place we did New Meta. It is in Islington. We had Tasty Steve down last time. We had Sai down. We had JME. JME came down as well. And we had 2 other famous heads down there as well. We had a really good time. So if you find yourselves in London, or you can make it down, mark down that date. We're going to be playing some Street Fighter. And again, it's going to be a good time in general. Someone's disappeared. Someone has disappeared.
I'm gone.
Right. But yes, we are. There we go. Perfect. But we are going to have a good time there. Remember, we get some casuals, we get some tournaments in. But yeah, that will be it. Other than that, I think that will be it from us here. We're not on the airways next week because I'll be out for Homeboy over there. We're going to be calling some action, playing some 6 fighting streets, whatever they call it. That's what they call it these days. Anyway, we're going to be watching some people some drive gauging. He's going to be with us in spirit, but I'm sure, because he got a new job recently.
Get some cheesecake for me.
Yeah, I will. He got a new job recently, so he's going to be hard at work doing that and watching on the sidelines. But yes, please make sure you follow the channel, twitch.tv/CatConFighters. We've got an LCQ to do. We've got a cup to finish. And of course, there's going to be SFL World Championship. So, Rynge, any last words before we let you?
Man. Like I said, Wednesday, the seeding stream, LCQ this weekend. It's wild that it's already here. Capcom Cup is upon us. And if Jammerz asked me the question about what to do to change the game and what I want, it'd be to nerf Chun-Li. That's all I gotta say.
Damn.
I agree 100%.
You as well? Damn. Okay.
Yes.
Somebody got hit by Roundhouse a bit too much. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. The competitive season has not quite concluded yet. We're still going to have some fun with this game. And until then, enjoy yourselves and keep playing some Street Fighter. We'll see you whenever we next see you. But until then, take care. And we'll see you soon.
Y'all already know.
You know what time it is.
I belong in the top spot, #1.
Hope you ready for the fight.
Reign supreme.
Put 'em up, let's go.
#1. Yeah. I've been laying locked, training for this moment my whole life. Cold nights, in the rainy days, hope I get mine. Spend mine for the accolades in the empire. I need that title in my possession. Once there ain't no zone, it's my time to shine bright. And if you try to stop me, then you're gonna pay the price. All them late nights finally paid nights. Awake in my dreams, but you could call me the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm focused. You know how bad I want this. I'm giving it my all. Never before this moment is golden. I control it. All eyes on me. I see I'm watching. Once I'm locked in, ain't no way that I'm stopping. Clocked in. It's time to put in work. Go berserk. I'm in my zone until I'm first. Believe me when I say nobody can see me. This a product of hustle. I just make it look easy. Non-stop. You ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm ahead of the game. Y'all remember my name. Non-stop. You ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Yeah. I belong in the #1 spot.
I always keep the business, nothing personal. When you always see nothing, I just barely scratch the surface. Throw me in the rain, let me do my thing. That they hit me down, fight through the pain when I'm in in the zone. I ain't never say much, but you see me up top. You see my numbers healthy, the pressure don't stop. Until I'm in the top, see the bottom seeds watch. They almost see me flop, but I'm stepping on them, watch, let them watch.
Born ready to fight, this is my moment. Coming for it all, just show me my opponent. Wanna be great, I'm a legend in the making. And this is mine for the taking.
Cause I got what it takes to be on top. I'm number one, cause I don't stop.
Hard gas, no brakes, high stakes.
I don't act tough to the test, so let them fold ya.
Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top.
3, 2, 1.
I'm ahead of the game, they'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I belong in the number one spot. Yeah.
Y'all already know.
You know what time it is.
I belong in the top spot, number one.
Hope you ready for the fight.
Reign supreme.
Put 'em up, let's go.
Number one. Yeah. I've been laying locked, training for this moment my whole life. Cold nights, in the rainy days, hope I get mine, spin mine. For the accolades in the empire, I need that title in my possession.
Once again, it's on, it's my time to shine bright. And if you try to stop me, then you're gon' pay the price. All them late nights finally paid nights. Awaken my dreams, but you could call me the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm focused, you know how bad I want this. I'm giving it my all, never before this moment is golden, I control it. All eyes on me, I see I'm watching. Once I'm locked in, ain't no way that I'm stopping. Clocked in, it's time to put in work, go berserk. I'm in my zone until I'm first. Believe me, when I say nobody can see me, this a product of hustle, I just make it look easy. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. I'm ahead of the game, they'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Yeah, I belong in the number one spot.
I always kept the business, nothing personal. When y'all ain't see nothing, I just barely scratch the surface. Throw me in the rain, let me do my thing. Thought they had me deal, fighting through the pain. When I'm in the zone,
I ain't never say much, but you see me up top. You see my numbers healthy, the pressure don't stop. Until I'm in the top, see the bottom seeds watch. They almost see me flop, but I'm stepping on them, watch, let them watch.
Born ready to fight, this is my moment. Coming for it all, just show me my opponent. Wanna be great, I'm a legend in the making. And this is mine for the taking.
Cause I got what it takes to be on top. I'm number one, cause I don't stop.
Hard gas, no brakes, high stakes.
I don't act tough to the test, so let them fold ya.
Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top.
3, 2, 1.
I'm ahead of the game, they'll remember my name. Non-stop, you ready or not? When it's all said and done, I'ma be on the top.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go. I belong in the number one spot. Yeah.
Y'all already know.
You know what time it is.
I belong in the top spot, number one.
Hope you ready for the fight.
Reign supreme.
Put 'em up, let's go.
Number one. Yeah. I've been laying locked, training for this moment my whole life. Cold nights, in the rainy days, hope I get mine, spin mine. For the accolades in the empire, I need that title in my possession.
Once again, it's on, it's my time to shine bright. And if you try to stop me, then you're gon' pay the price. All them late nights finally paid nights. Awaken my dreams, but you could call me the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm focused, you know how bad I want this. I'm giving it my all, never before this moment is golden, I control it. All eyes on me, I see I'm watching. Once I'm locked in, ain't no way that I'm stopping. Clocked in, it's time to put in work, go berserk. I'm in my zone until I'm first. Believe me, when I say nobody can see me, this a product of hustle, I just make it look easy. Non-stop, you ready or not?
So no one always see nothing, I just barely scratch the surface. Roll me in the rain, let me do my thing. Thought they hit me down, fight through the blame when I'm in the zone.
I ain't never say much, but you see me up top. You see my numbers healthy, the pressure don't stop. Until I'm in the top, see the bottom seeds watch. They almost see me flop, but I'm stepping on them, watch, let them watch.
Born ready to fight, this is my moment. Coming for it all, just show me my opponent. Wanna be great, I'm a legend in the making. And this is mine for the taking.
Cause I got what it takes to be on top. I'm number one cause I don't stop.
Hard gas,